And we are live. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you again. We were gone for a week, and I just about went crazy. I hope y'all have been missing us too.
Rail's back!
Meryl, it's good to have you back. For
Good
those of
to be
us
back.
tuning in for the first time, Meryl here in the let's see, you are in the upper right hand corner on the display. Has been gone for a couple sessions, and we're just so ecstatic to have him back. Unfortunately, we are down a damage today due to life, because life is life, and life needs people to. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, so as has been tweeted out a couple times, and I've mentioned in a few different places, we're going to be doing a dice giveaway today. If we hit 15 followers on Twitch, we'll do a dice giveaway during our break. I'll give you all the command and stuff like that if it comes up. If we don't hit 15 followers, then we'll hold on to the dice and do them next time, I guess. Here they are. See, they're real. They're plastic. I didn't touch them or anything like that. No one's rolled them, so no good juju, bad juju, or anything like that. They are pure. So, before we launch into this, who wants to give us a quick rundown of your character and what you have been up to?
I guess I'll go first this time. So, we quote unquote successfully finished a mission the day before we opened, and the client is still passed out in the room where I've been watching Fairdeer pass out. And Ingrid is about to get up and start her day and kick some butt and get some coffee for everyone. Also, she's with the Golgari shaman warlock kind of thing, just in case you need to know.
So that came out in the open.
Kinda, yeah. Alright, Fair Deer, you're looking at deer in the headlights. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, hopefully the background noise isn't too bad. I apologize. Hey, I'm Fair Deer. I decided to do some life evaluation last time. Came to the decision that it would, for my mental health, that I needed to acquire some musical instrumentation and travel the world and see some new places, particularly this unfamiliar bed. Also, I am a Simic Ranger.
Alright, Meryl,
And
that's
I'm
Lucy.
Rail Corvino,
Oh, you.
occasional cleric, also a Simic researcher, and I've been gone for a couple of sessions on important personal matter.
Meryl, you are a little low on the volume. Is there anything you can do about that for me?
How's this? Is
Oh,
that
that's
any better?
perfect. Yeah, I can hear you great now. Alright, so, in summation, where we left off last in episode 7, Hydrokinetic, the group of Ingrid, Faradir, and Griggum had been contracted by a ratchet fairy named Spanner to go to a number of points within the 4th precinct to essentially purge elemental weirds from the water grid. They ended up basically ghostbustering a single weird into a flask, I believe it was, and found none of the other ones that of the supposedly 9 that escaped. The Ratchet Fairy Spanner who hired y'all seemed mildly concerned, but not overly concerned about that, to the point of doing something. And so y'all took him out drinking at the Gobble Inn. Sorry,
I was already going to be watching one person there and babysitting him. I figured might as well make it a client night out.
So, previous to that, about actually like a day or so beforehand in game time, Rail had gone missing. So, we are going to be picking up on Mokesh 2nd of 76, which is equivalent to June 2nd if you're tracking us using a Gregorian calendar for some odd reason, which I don't know why you would be doing that. Please seek help if you are. I'm kidding, no. We appreciate everyone that's joining us and watching us. So, Ingrid and Faradir, you awaken in your room in the Gobble Inn. It's a nice room. It's got a bed. It has some pillows that were put on the floor by Ingrid to either lean against or for Spanner to use as a bed. Kay has just occupied the lower half of the bed that Faradir is sleeping on because he is a giant dog.
He is a good boy.
He is. He is a good giant boy. Kay
He's an excellent dog.
Kay is Faradir's animal companion. He is a war mastiff, which is basically a engineered mastiff about maybe 4 to 5 feet high. He is a big, good dog. So, y'all come to. It's early morning. The smell of food and hot food is wafting up from below in the inn itself. Spanner is not on the little pillow bed that was set up for him. There is the window in the room is slightly ajar, and there is a small little note left on top of the pillow that he was sleeping on.
What's it say?
Okay, so you open up the note, and it's itty bitty reading, so enjoy that. But it reads as follows. You helped me a lot, kept me from getting fired or worse. If you ever need anything identified, please come see me. You are asking about experiments and testing going on. While I am just an assistant in the laboratory of metallurgy, I can tell you that we have been receiving many unusual metals from an independent laboratory attached to the Laboratory of Orientation. Usually their workshops change location frequently, but the location sending us the new metals has been in the same place for weeks now. I am not an Orzhov, so money is not something I am great with, but our lab recently had some of our funding diverted to their personnel budget, so that may be a good place for you to start looking. Signed, Pyro Sunflex Spanner. And I can provide you a copy of the letter later.
Okay, so first thing Ingrid does is secure the room bottle in her backpack, like proper inventory management for the company, and also so Faradir doesn't get it. And then she checks if he's in a state to go downstairs and get coffee and food by himself or not.
That actually brings up something I need to check on. Anyone who was drinking last night, could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
$19.
You're fine. Oh, Ingrid, could I have you make me a Wisdom saving throw, though?
$10.
Okay, you also are fine.
I didn't drink anything.
I said Wisdom, not Constitution.
Okay. And I'd like to go ahead and color my hair a little bit darker with prestidigitation and flip my coat inside out.
Okay, easy enough done. Your hair, I'm assuming just a slightly darker shade than, like, black or something like that.
Yeah, just to not stand out as much and look slightly different from yesterday.
Okay. So, your impromptu clothes change and disguise is in place. I'm assuming Faradir is still unconscious at this point, or is he starting to wake up too? Try that unmuted. You're still muted.
Or try the button since your Discord button is showing off.
Okay. Wow.
That I heard.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear anything. Okay, Tux, count to 5 for me. Alright, so, hey, that's a record, 10...
Wait.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I guess I got a weird visual glitch. I swear it said it was unmuted. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I'm probably stirring up now. I think just somewhat on autopilot. I'm going to be tending to Kay, make sure he's getting his morning meal.
Kay is helping himself to the leftovers of the duck from last night. Y'all had plenty of food, so... And y'all still don't know where his order of food came from.
Details. He's
So
a good boy.
You gonna go down and take care of your bill? I think coffee's on you after me not being able to go home last night.
I already took care of the bill.
You paid him 1 gold downstairs. You didn't pay for your room or anything.
Okay. I will take care of the bill.
Okay. So, let's see here. Ingrid, are you going down there with him, or are you staying upstairs?
I'm going to go ahead and go down and just cluck my head at him while we're done. Be like...
Alright. So, the goblin is bustling this morning. There's people at tables having breakfast, talking back and forth. There's a few people doing the morning drinking. The tables are set with what looks like a meat and porridge dish. However, Ingrid, as you go downstairs, what catches your attention is that every single person, as they move around, are gray-skinned and hollow eyes with trails of blood weeping down from the corners of their eyes.
Huh. Arcana check?
Okay, go ahead. Faradir, you're seeing none of this.
Wait. Oh, okay. So not assistance. So basically to me, is it just empty, or
No,
just...
it's just people having breakfast.
Okay.
14.
14? You got no idea what's going on.
Is this... I'm assuming the server from last night is probably not still there?
The one that set you at the table? No, there's a, kind of just past middle-aged looking goblin behind the bar. He's, like, serving drinks and, handing out platters of food to people. He seems to be the primary point of, meal and, drink right now.
Okay.
I ask Watcher if he sees anything strange with the people.
Go ahead and roll Yeah, go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw for Watcher.
A natural 20 plus 1.
Watcher doesn't see anything wrong.
Okay, I put on Armor of Akathis anyway, just to be safe. And plan on taking it easy for the train ride to hope to rest back up from it.
Okay, so your breath comes out and that cold puff for a second, like, you know, the temperature around you dropped suddenly. Faraday, are you approaching the bar?
Yeah, I guess, I'll take care of the, bill, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
so,
The goblin looks at you. You were in the room, right? Let's see here now.
yes, sir?
Okay. So that comes with the breakfast. You can either have the cold roast rage boar with a hard-boiled egg, or oat porridge, or I can get you a couple glasses of mother's milk.
I think I'm gonna go with the, well, okay, is, Ingrid beside me? Ingrid, where kinda are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following behind, but you seem You see, I'm hesitating a little bit by the stairway and hanging back while you talk to him.
Okay. I'm probably. Okay, so I looked at Ingrid. Hey, what do you want for breakfast? We have. And sorry, I repeat those options you just said to me, but I blanked for a second because it's early in the morning.
Let's just get the options again. Sorry, GM.
So,
Sorry.
the goblin kind of looks like give you a really is okay. We have cold roast rage boar with a hard boiled egg or oat porridge, or I can get you a couple cups of mother's milk.
Porridge and an egg, please.
And I'll have the rage boar with an egg.
Okay. Do y'all need anything to drink?
Water.
Alrighty. He kind of writes down on a pad of paper and walks back to the doorway back behind the bar, slipping it through. He walks back to you, passes a drink to someone that's waiting. It's like, okay, I'll call you over when it's ready.
Oh yeah, sorry. Could we also have 2 coffees?
Okay, let's see here now. Coffee. Go ahead and make that. You stayed here last night, yeah. Go ahead and do that 5 copper each.
10 total, right?
Or silver.
So 1 silver, yeah. Did you figure out how much your room was?
Yeah. Everything besides the coffee I've already noted because I asked last time.
He looks at the paper and says, yeah, room shows it was paid for.
Yep.
He grabs a cistern off of what looks like a red crystal nest almost that's holding it, and pours out 2 thick black, almost bordering on sludge level of thick coffee cups, and pushes them forward. There you go.
I'd like to look out the window and see if I see any people in the street.
Go ahead and make me a perception check. Same thing. Gray pallor, no eyes, bleeding tears.
Okay, it's probably not particularly this place, so I'll go see if I can get my water skin refilled since I dumped it out to try to catch a weird in it last time.
Did you... What happened to the weird?
Y'all have been getting up to some fun while I was gone.
I gave it to in my flask, but I'd also dumped out my water skin in case I was going to try to catch another one.
Okay, so you give the water skin to the goblin, who is like everyone else, and this is the response you get. Faraday, you however hear him take the skin and say, okay, sure, I'll fill that up for you right away, ma'am. And he takes it and gets a little funnel and pours water out of a pitcher until and then comes back and returns it to Ingrid.
Thank you. And I let Watcher know I might need occasional pings because I'm having visual interference.
Watcher just kind of settles into place on your shoulder.
And then I let Fairdeer know that since he doesn't know last night that there was some concern that there were actually 8 or 9 weirds and the stick did not contain them. So we only defeated 1, so we need to keep an eye out for weird water magic things.
Okay. Can I roll a perception check assuming that she's been acting a little off?
I would say insight would make more sense for this.
Makes sense. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Insight. That's gonna be a 18.
18?
For one, you can tell that she's still very annoyed that you booked the room and said you had companionship and stuff last night and embarrassed yourself over either Kay or her, and that she's disguised herself from it. And yes, she's also acting strangely weird to other people and less sociable. and didn't respond to the goblin either.
I guess I'm gonna put a hand on her shoulder and just be like, "Are you okay? Are you feeling ill or something?"
I may be having some visual distortions, but Watcher is here, so I should be good. If you think I missed something someone says, maybe let me know subtly.
Okay.
We'll see if it wears off in a little bit.
I guess my next question is, am I actually appearing normal to her?
Yeah, no, you look fine.
Okay.
So does Kay.
Okay. So I guess,
And about this time, the goblin signals y'all back over to the bar, setting out a plate of this reddish black meat that looks like it was just barely burned in places, and just like a little egg in a little holder right next to it. And then I think you ordered the egg as well and porridge, right, Ziz? Okay, he sets out a bowl of porridge. It has this nice rich oat scent with like a couple berries sprinkled on top and an egg next to that. He puts a couple waters next to it, next to the coffees that he poured for y'all, and he's like, "Hey, alright, there you go. Hope y'all enjoyed your stay at the Gobble Inn. Please just leave your key up in the room when you're finished."
okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. And he goes back to serving and talking with people around him.
Ingrid's porridge and coffee now taste and smell cinnamony, and she's going to have breakfast.
Can I do an Arcana check on the water, I guess?
Sure, what are you trying to find out?
Whatever would be an appropriate check to check for weirds, I guess.
And you glad?
I would say survival.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep. What'd you roll?
18.
18.
I heard
Water
that.
doesn't taste weird.
Okay. Or have any signs of any odd beings.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing. So, while y'all are enjoying your breakfast, let's go ahead and bring Rail back in.
Darn time.
Oh, that was the wrong thing to click. Go away, you. Okay. There we are. So, Rail, you awaken in a pool of your own blood. You're sitting on the floor. The room is dark, and your head is just in pain is in so much pain that it almost rivals the wound that you feel in your stomach. There's dark all around you and a scuttling movement. You can feel the handle of a dagger clutching tightly in your grip. You're not sure where you are or what's been happening. You have no memory of the past 2 days. Something that you're starting to get despairingly familiar with. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. That is a non-natural 20.
You can hear scuttling movement. Something with many legs or many small things moving in almost formation around you. Then the sound of equipment falling over to the side.
All right. Oh, something went wrong. Wish I knew what that was. I am going to kind of, without standing up, you said there was falling water to the side?
It sounded like some large metal and glass object got pushed off of a tip.
Oh. That's not what I was hoping for. In that case, I'm going to stand up as slowly and carefully as I can.
It hurts. You pull your hand away, and the dagger that you're gripping slides out of your stomach. You can feel like a fresh gout of blood spraying on the floor. You can't see anything in this dark, but you feel like the stomach wound, it is sharp, and it was meant to be deep, but you just barely avoided having it go to the point that it would have been fatal wound. It hurts though, nearly as bad as your head.
All right. Do I have my channel divinity available?
You feel whatever happened hasn't robbed you of any of your power. No.
In that case, I am going to make a duplicate of myself with invoke duplicity.
Alright, so you concentrate for a moment and you can see a kind of ripple in the darkness around you, but you can't quite see the duplicate of yourself that steps out of nothing.
Right. So I'm going to have to stop the bleeding soon, but I'm going to have the duplicate move about 15 feet in front of me, and then I'm going to have the duplicate cast Produce Flame.
Okay, so the duplicate, you can't see it until it reaches you, and you feel like it's about 15 feet away from you, and you send the command to it, the fire springing to life in its upturned hand, and casting a dim light all around you, and you recognize the area you're in. It's your office, but everything's tossed around. Books are off the shelf and scattered across the floor. Papers have been ripped up, and several of them look like they have been burned in place. The desk has been overturned, and most of the decor around you has just been reduced to shambles. Any equipment that was in the room has been destroyed or rendered inoperable. The door is half open, and in the dim light of the fire, you can see a shape of orangish yellow just streak by the opening and then stop, reverse, and a single black and gold eye look through it. You hear this deep sound.
Okay, then. I'm going to hide.
Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
I am really going to regret. Well, am I wearing my armor?
Yeah, you have your armor.
Oh, never mind. I swapped that out for a chain shirt.
Yeah, the chain
So I
shirt.
don't have the disadvantage.
Nope.
That was never a smart idea. 18.
So you duck behind your overturned desk, and you can hear the door creak open and that sound again.
I can't see through the duplicate's eyes, can I? Uh, I am in kind of a pickle. I'm going to, at the same moment, snuff out the produce flame spell.
So,
And sorry, say that again.
oh, go ahead. You were saying
And have my illusion rush at whatever's in the doorway.
Okay, so
Hopefully.
the light goes out and you're left in darkness. You can hear, like, whatever it was that pushed into the room as your illusion rushes towards it, and there's suddenly a crashing sound as machinery just goes flying and bangs into the wall. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw to make sure you don't get hit by it.
Nine.
What was that again?
9.
9? Okay. Oh, okay. There's a crash of metal and glass against the wall above you, and shards of metal and glass just rain down on you. You take 5 points of slashing damage from the broken metal as it just cascades around you, and you can hear whatever it was that was in the room thrashing around as if it's trying to attack the illusion.
Okay. But whatever it was, it opened the door.
Yeah, the door was pushing through, and you could hear the door bang open as it lunged just before the light went out.
Can I try to very stealthily, like, if I peek out from around what I'm hiding behind, is there a clear path to the door?
You don't have a light source anymore. And I don't think you have
Shoot,
dark
I don't.
vision. But you know your office fairly well. I'll tell you what, go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Okay. Six.
You are fairly sure you know which direction it is to the door.
Okay. I am going to use thaumaturgy to create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice within range.
Okay.
So that sound is going to be a scream of pain
Okay.
in my own voice.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of origin is going to be the opposite corner of the room from wherever I am.
I'm going to run.
And then I'm going to run.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a deception check to see how realistic you can make this sound.
These dice don't like me. That's a 5.
5? Okay.
With a natural...
Oh. You hear that? As the sound issues and crashing on the other side of the room from the direction you intended to run. Go ahead and roll me a percentile die.
So roll you what?
Percentile die, 2d10. And one is your 10s and one is your 1s.
Sorry, finding a D10 is always tricky. $31.
31? You... Wow. Okay. You rush forward away from the sound of the crashing and the voice and slam into the wall. You reel back and you're almost about to fall. You reach out and you grab your door handle. You are off by about 3 feet.
Worse. Could it...
The sound of the impact, the thrashing stops. And you hear that scuttling sounding.
And I can't see a damn thing.
No, but you're at your doorway.
Well, no time for a stylish exit, so I'll have to settle for a run through the doorway out into the corridor, and I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy again to slap.
Okay, I didn't catch that last part.
I'm going to run like hell through the doorway, and as I run, in hopes of slowing this thing down, Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam.
So you're going to close the door behind you?
Maybe slow it down, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics roll. Athletics check.
Thank you for not letting me die. That is a...
I didn't catch the number.
16.
Oh.
1 sec.
Okay. You rush down the hallway towards the entry part of the lab. There's a crash of wood behind you and a scuttling sound. There, you can feel something hot on the back of your neck as you round the corner into the main part of the hallway. Are you heading for one of the other rooms, or are you heading for the elevator?
Do I still have the duplicate app?
It would have blipped out the second
I
you were
lose
30
that?
feet away from it. Yeah, it blipped the second you ran out of the room because you were more than 30 feet away from it, and you weren't spending a bonus action to have it follow you.
Okay, so I'm wondering if I can use it to effectively try to double this creature's op.
So you wanted to use another instance of it and kind of split off?
Well, if I lost it, I only get one use.
Oh, okay, yeah. You didn't tell it to come with you? So it stayed in the room, and then when you left, got more than 30 feet away from it, it just blipped. So it's gone.
More fool. Let's see. I am going to...
What's your AC?
Sorry, say that again?
What's your AC?
Oh, also we may have an unexpected damage.
Which armor class at, Meryl? Testing.
Shoot something right.
Meryl, can you hear me?
Can you guys hear me? I'm having a little trouble.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. This is the building. What's it made?
You're in the lab. Can I have your armor class, Meryl?
Oh, my AC. I didn't hear
Yes.
that.
No worries.
My AC. AC.
I didn't catch the number.
16.
16? Oof. That's a natural 20. As you stop to look around to think about where you're going, you feel a sudden sharp pain in your side. And take 8 points of damage as something bites down on your rib cage for a second. You feel yourself almost lifted up. Go ahead and make me a strength check, please. Or a strength saving throw. 19. You push it off as you feel it starting to bite down like it was about to grip you in its jaw and fall to the floor in front of whatever it is that kept caught up behind you. You need to get moving. Are you heading for the elevator, the room, or are you going to turn and fight?
And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself as...
Okay. You're still breaking up a lot. Which are you heading for now?
Elevator.
Elevator? Okay, go ahead.
Elevator.
Make me another athletics roll and go ahead and...
I'd like to cast...
Cure Wounds on yourself?
I'd like to cast Cure Wounds.
Go ahead and cast Cure Wounds and then make me a athletics check.
Athletics check is 14.
14? You're lipping along, getting away from it. You can hear it scuttling around behind you, going... But it doesn't seem to be rushing after you. It's waiting. It's going slower as you heal yourself. Go ahead and roll your heal die.
I rolled an 8.
8. Okay. So...
Thankfully, some dice are being...
Get some of your health back after that pretty hard bite to your ribs. Alright, so you're rushing for the elevator. The thing is right behind you again. You can hear it creeping up faster behind you. Go ahead and make one more athletics check to see if you can outrace it. Oh.
11.
11? Oof, okay.
11.
You run into the elevator, you can't see, you're running blind, and suddenly a heavy force slams into your back, pushing you into there. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the wall right next to the little toggle switch.
Oof, how much damage was
3 points of bludgeoning as it body checks you.
I'm sorry, you broke up on the...
3.
3.
Okay.
So you land in the elevator. You're out of breath. You're hurt. Your stomach's wound is still dripping a little blood, even though you cast healing on yourself, and you just got body checked into there. But you're on the floor,
Slam
right next.
Produce flame.
Okay, you slam the button, and Ingrid and Fairdeer, 1 second, please. I'm so happy that I get to play with music now. I keep on clicking the wrong one. There we go. So, y'all are having a nice breakfast of porridge and boiled eggs with some pretty decent coffee. And, let's see. Oh, roast rage boar, right. The rage boar is actually cooked all the way through. It's just, apparently, it has a natural red color to it, even when it's cooked, Fairdeer. Ingrid, everyone is still with the exception of Kay and Fairdeer.
Okay, well, I asked Watcher to ping me over as best he can images of what anyone says to me directly, and I tell Fairdeer that he's probably going to have to manage getting us on the transit system to get back to the office. And I go ahead and try a few things like trying to see in reflective surfaces if people look normal and fiddling with it.
Do you have a mirror or anything?
I have my shield.
Okay. It's not really mirror polished. There would probably be a mirror somewhere around in the inn if you want to do an investigation check to try and hunt it down.
My thieves' tools have a mirror.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw again.
20.
Okay, you look into the mirror, and your own reflection is that gray, pallid, eyeless, bleeding eyes, but as you look up, everyone else has gone back to normal.
Workable. I tell Watcher it might be he doesn't have to ping me, but on standby, and I put my thieves' tools away.
Okay.
But we should probably get a subway back to the office soon and not dally too much.
Okay, so, I guess, assuming we finished breakfast and had our coffees, go back up to the room, gather everything that's ours, leave the keys on the table, and, go.
I mean, I stayed downstairs because I already packed up all my stuff when I got up.
Okay.
Alright, so it takes about maybe 10-15 minutes for Fairdeer to collect the various odds and ends that he scattered throughout the room in his drunken stupor. Surprisingly, no headache, despite having drunk like a lot of alcohol. You think you may have a handle on this drinking thing after all. It's a shortish walk to the 10th Street subtram. There's the book goblin that's always stationed in those, pushing around a little book cart. A couple vendors hawking food items, but you're not feeling particularly hungry. Gentleman in the blue and red robes with the little dragon symbol writes out a ticket for y'all, noting your location, where y'all going, what time, and your names, and hands y'all a ticket to give to the station attendant at the receiving location. About maybe 10 minutes after that, the little subtram pulls into the station.
One sec. Hey, Fairdeer, don't forget while we're waiting for our tram that you wanted to get books for rail.
What?
You wanted to... Never mind, it's fine. If you don't remember you wanted to get books for rail, that's fine. And Ingrid goes to sit and wait for the...
Fairdeer kind of pauses for a moment, and then he's like, okay, I'm trying to think. Sorry, out of character, did I ever get that copy of that? Okay, now I remember. So, I know it's been a few weeks in real time. So I wanted to get the first of the series of that book thing that she had back when we were doing the trap shed thing.
So you don't want to do the plan to fill Rail's office with smut books anymore. That's not... Okay.
Yeah, Fairdeer's doesn't quite have his normal sense of humor yet.
So
at this juncture of the day.
Let's see here.
Not a morning creation, huh?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so that was... You had Zarya, right?
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and get volume 2 and let Watcher pick out a book also.
Okay. Watcher, just kind of looks at the serializations and kind of snorts a bit. It's going to be 3 silver, I think it was? Yeah. No.
It was 1 silver each for annuals.
Yeah,
at
1
least
silver.
That's the one we went to.
Yeah, 2 silvers for both of y'all's.
I mean, I buy mine, he buys his, probably.
Yeah, 1 silver for you, 1 silver for him.
Yep.
Alright, so
Noted.
the goblin kind of hands out the book and says, "Thank ya!" And not much longer than that, the little sub-tram pulls into the station. and y'all can get your place and rocket off at subsonic speeds to. That's not our giveaway. Sorry, got distracted. We are going to be doing a giveaway. We'll be doing a giveaway at our break, and I will give the code for that then. Thank you for being excited. We are hoping that we'll get 15 followers, and then we'll do the giveaway. We're going to be giving away a set of dice. For those that came in late, clean and wrap. Anyway, so y'all arrive at the Borrowing Hill subtram on, I believe it was Sweet Street.
Okay. I guess at this point we're just gonna meet at the office.
Alright. So, as y'all head to the office... Rail. The elevator lurches to movement underneath you. You can feel the metal grinding, screeching, like it's been damaged when whatever it was that was chasing behind you slammed into the elevator. It goes slowly up, and normally it's a fast, if not quiet elevator, but this time it's almost like it's inching, like something's holding on to it, trying to drag it down as it goes up and up and up, until finally you feel like with this death rattle, it slides into position and the doorway opens up, revealing bright light outside. It's actually kind of a nice looking day. A little warm, clouds in the sky.
Meryl, did you catch any of that?
Well,
You are still, however, bleeding from a stomach wound.
yeah, I'm sure moving around like that didn't help it.
It certainly did not.
Prestidigitation would be very handy right now.
It probably would be. So,
First things.
Oh, go ahead.
First things first. I'm gonna put an out of order sign on the.
Gonna put an out of order sign on the secret elevator. Okay. You do take a few minutes, and using the writing equipment you have handy, which is mostly a finger and some leaking bodily fluids, you scrawl a quick out of order sign and stick it onto the elevator.
That's our document.
Alright, after that, I suppose cure wounds again.
Okay, go ahead.
Just to finish the job.
Go ahead and roll your healing dice.
That is 10 healing points, so that puts me...
Alright, so that should get you pretty much all the way back to full. The wound in your stomach, it hurts, but the bleeding finally slows and stops. You notice you still have the dagger, and now that you're not in the dark, you notice that its pommel is a stylized raven skull.
Interesting. Do I recognize it?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
That'll be history.
11? Right? That was 11?
11.
Okay. No recognition. Never seen it before.
Sorry, your sound keeps cutting out for me, and I'm still not sure.
Oh, hey! Twinsies! Yours keeps coming out on me, too! You don't recognize the dagger.
Is there anyone around, like on the street?
You can hear some people off in the distance. The tree is fairly off the beaten path just to keep people from accidentally finding the way into the secret lab.
I'm going to clean the dagger off, stow it away for later examination.
Okay.
And... Well, so I can't remember anything from how long? The past day?
It's been about, near as you can tell, you have about 2 days worth of memories missing. Just because of a
no
general
thought strands
sense
or
of...
anything like that.
Nope.
Anything in my pockets or in the Documenter's pouch that I don't recognize?
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check to search yourself.
By canon, we decided the documents or pouch was still in your office, unfortunately, at the time you left.
Okay, no worries. Just, I'm searching through my effect.
So wait,
That is a 13.
would he actually
13.
remember the second site agency location?
Literally talked over him giving me a number.
Sorry.
What was your number?
13.
13. You give yourself a quick pat down and don't really find anything out of place, out of the ordinary. It looks like you had just brought most of your equipment with you. You do know where the second site agency is because you were led there about 2 weeks prior to y'all, you setting out on this. For whatever reason, you can't quite remember what it was that made you leave. But yeah, you know how to get to the agency because Cathal took y'all there after y'all got out of Coin Keep 2 weeks ago before she started doing the renovations and stuff.
Alright. In that case, I'm going use my what was it called? Coat of Many. Change itself into something very shabby and just kind of unpleasant looking.
Okay.
Disguise myself really quickly as vagrant and make my way slowly towards the second side.
Well, the bloodstains will definitely help with that. Okay.
While I do, I'm going to what's the range on this? Yeah, activate the range. Activate my and just check in, see if anybody picks up on the other.
The murmur. I didn't catch.
Because hey, who cares about a vagrant mumbling to them?
Okay. Are you saying anything particularly, or are you just saying is anyone out there? Okay. There's a moment of silence and nothing comes back. Faradir, Ingrid, as y'all are approaching Second Side Agency, you see this person in bloody, torn up, ragged looking coat hobble their way across the street from the park towards the doorway.
Do we see if they just go in or knock or? But we're approaching still.
Yeah, y'all are walking up, and y'all see him walking up as well.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely seeing the blood and stuff like that gonna quicken the pace. And kind of, I guess I'm going to do, I know this is probably not going to result in anything, but like a perception check to see if he's being like followed or pursued or something like that.
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Is this the time of day we would normally be open? I know we got up early to get on the tram.
Y'all never really like set a time. That's why
Okay.
Pan was in the office last night. Because y'all never told anyone like we're closed at this hour, so they're keeping around the clock watch for customers that may need anything. So, yeah, setting work hours would probably be a good idea.
Business meeting today.
What did you roll, Tux? Did he freeze? Tux, blink.
Looks frozen.
He's so creepy when he's frozen. So while we're waiting for Tux to unfreeze, just a reminder to anyone that wants to enter in the dice giveaway, we are 2 followers short of our goal of 15 followers for the giveaway. So we need 2 more followers before we go on our break. Okay, Tux rolled a 21. Tux, can you hear me? Tux, can you hear me? Okay, can you say something?
Hello?
Hey!
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
There's some distortion, but I hear.
cool.
Yeah, that's the story of my life.
Yeah, sorry, that's probably background.
Some distortion. Huh, that actually sounds like a band name. Anyway, no, you don't see anyone following the apparently vagrant man heading for your doorway.
Good morning, sir. I guess I should do a perception check too.
Yep, go
Since
ahead.
we're getting closer. Oh, 5. So, good morning, sir.
Yeah. Rel, you're heading towards the door when you hear someone call out to you, and you look up the street, and Ingrid and Faradir and Kay are walking towards y'all. Or towards you.
I feel like Kay would probably be running towards Rail, assuming that his scent has not changed.
Is that what Kay does?
I just.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, Rel, roll me athletics as Kay runs towards you and barrels into you. He's a 5-foot tall dog. He's like 4.5 feet tall. He's a pretty big dog.
Well, not barrel into, but like run, like
Excitedly
smiling
greet.
and like sniffing around.
Excitedly greet.
Yes, not yes,
shoulder
I
tackle,
rolled
but
a 19.
okay. So
Okay.
you rock back a little as Kay like bunts up against you, starts sniffing and licking at you. You're muted still.
I mean, I am and I'm wearing the least fashionable clothes. Yeah, I had an appointment for this morning.
Yeah, I'm still not hearing anything you're saying, Tux.
I
I don't know
hate
why
to
that
ask
would
this
be.
not near a
Oh,
break, but
I
can
can
we
hear
just
Tux.
all reload? Would that be okay?
Yeah, hey guys,
This
thanks
is
for
difficult.
joining us. We are having some technical issues to the point that it's getting a little annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick while we do a quick reload and see if we can sort out some of these bugs. We'll be back real quick. We're not going on break. We're not starting the giveaway just yet. We're still about 2 followers short of where we need to be to trigger that giveaway. So we'll be back in a minute. And we are back! That wonderful little bout of problem solving is definitely the reason why you should all follow us, because the more followers, the more attention, the more likely we are to not have these problems. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I really want it to be true, so I'm going to try really hard to believe it. Rail, you had Kay run up and start sniffing at you. Fairdeer and Ingrid are approaching you from up the street.
Okay, so not who I was hoping to meet, but
Oh, I love you.
well, not in disguise anyway.
You know,
Oh,
when
what the
there's
hell?
these moments of quiet, I turn over one of my little things, and if the quiet isn't broken by the time it runs out, something fun is going to happen.
Yep.
Oh dear. All right. If you don't, young lady, young, creature, I had an appointment with the Second Sight Agency for this morning.
Certainly, and I check if the door is unlocked.
Okay, I mean, y'all both rolled really bad perceptions, but I still feel I should have Rail roll me a deception check here.
Wait.
Eh,
I never rolled a perception.
Yeah, you did. You rolled it before I did.
I rolled a 21.
You rolled
So-
a 21 to see if someone was following him.
Yes, and I haven't run a dice
was a-
roll since.
Okay, let's try that again. One of you didn't check who it was that was heading towards your door at all, and the other one rolled a really bad roll to check who was coming towards your door. But I still think...
Okay, I got you. Okay, now we're on the same page.
Okay, so I'm rolling deception.
Yes, please. And Faraday, I need you to roll me a constitution check. No, I'm kidding, you're fine. But yes, please roll deception. And you two can roll insight.
Okay, that is a 16.
17.
That's Rail!
Hi, Rail. I'm
19. I saw him first.
gonna put like kind of try to put like arm
Get in
around
the
shoulder
door,
lightly.
Rail. Get in the door. And I open it up and hold the door.
Daldra is
Kind of trying to help them.
Daldra's in the entryway, reading a little book. She looks at himself. Oh, hi! How y'all doing today?
Hey, get the short sword. We may be under attack.
Hey, no, it's okay. And actually, we're going to have a business meeting soon, so we'll need to talk to Rose Fury. We're just going to take this person and go clean them up, and we'll see you soon. Conference
you under
room,
attack?
now.
So, Daldra looks like... but nods and, slips past y'all and goes upstairs to go and get Cathal and wake up, Pan. Y'all push past into the conference room of the Second Sight Agency.
Okay, just as a note out of character, I don't know about you guys, but see where I work, when I see one of my coworkers stumbling through the door, bloodied, my first
Just say that
assumption is
in
going to be
character.
ongoing attack.
Just say it in character if you want to say.
Okay. In any case,
All right,
So,
enough of that.
Rail,
enough of
what
that.
happened?
I am not entirely sure, but I think we're
Hey,
all
why are
right.
you
I was just having a
disguised?
bit of. I like disguises.
okay,
Did I ever tell you I was into theater?
well,
No,
This is going on.
actually, we have someone we need to tell about that.
while this is going on, I'm going to be doing a medicine check on Rail, assuming he's,
Well, he's
Okay.
consenting
disguised.
to this.
Jig is up.
So Ingrid gets out her piece of paper from the dungeon where she's been making notes on people and things they've said to remember them, and adds on that Rail was into theater, right next to the note that he always wanted to be a druid.
So that's a 20 medicine check on Rail.
I'm assuming, Rail, you are not going to object too loudly as Faradir starts poking around your wounds.
No.
There's some blood, but they look
Ow,
recently
a little
healed.
more gently, please.
Okay, so I'm assuming, like, I
Little more.
know that none of these wounds are, like, fatal or, like, the equivalent of need immediate hospitalization.
Yeah, no, you do it once over. And most of them are closed up already, though there's some very new pink flesh and shows some of the telltale signs. Wow, that is fun to say. Everyone, say telltale signs real quick.
Telltale signs.
Okay, you get inspiration for obeying the DM. I'm kidding.
No, give him one. Now he'll pout if you don't.
Okay, fine, you get inspiration, but
You go to view on your character sheet and you hit the inspiration button, and when it turns red, you have.
Done.
the telltale signs of healing magics.
Okay.
About this time,
Alright, there
Cathal
was
comes
a-
through the doorway. She's holding her, whatever that magic item she carries with her in the, like, it looks like a rifle. As she, like, comes in, she's like, okay, what's going on?
Hi, we brought you a bottle of 10th Street Special. And Ingrid gets it out of her backpack and gives it to her. You said we had a bath scheduled? What time was that?
Okay, so, Rail, very important question. Are we being attacked?
Sorry, question what?
Are we being attacked?
There was a slight issue with an experimental subject is all. Nothing to worry about.
Okay, but they're not pursuing you.
No, I'm reasonably certain not. And yeah,
Cool.
I'm going to just
Cathal,
change my coat back to something a little bit more.
sorry about that. We saw Rail, he was bloodied and limping and injured, and I assumed possible attack.
Oh no,
thank you
I
for the
got
response.
that. By the way, Daldra is freaking out.
Okay,
Oh, I told her
Going
it was
to go over
okay.
to
He
Daldra.
was just. She knows not to listen to him. We had this discussion at her interview.
okay, so
Do you need cleaning up, Rail?
Daldra takes the bottle. You see them.
If you wouldn't mind, that would actually.
I give
Pat or
Daldra like a pat on the shoulder and be like reassure her you did good. I'm glad this was just a false alarm, but
Don't ask her to
like you're
pick up
vigilant.
weapons. Don't ask her to pick up weapons. She said if we were under attack, she would disappear in a crowd, and we hired her. You cannot ask her to pick up weapons.
Well, I didn't say that she needed to attack, just as advice of defending herself if she needed to.
Is that the one we gave to Rose Fury, or the bottle on the table?
That's the one you just gave.
That I gave to Rose Fury? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Daldra picked it up.
Daldra is upstairs with Pan, probably going out the back window now. Rose Fury takes another hard swig of it, sets down her magic rifle thing, looks at the three of y'all. Y'all have Creatures of Comfort Bath and Spa. It's like 3 blocks south. You got private rooms set up. Grigham's already gone. I imagine he's already there. I'm going to go shoot something. And she kind of walks out the meeting room, and you can see her through the doorway going outside and around to the upper area.
Bye. Good morning. Have a nice work day.
I guess think of it like a fire drill.
So, how many spots were reserved for the bathhouse?
4. Grigham's already there, apparently.
Okay. I guess my main question is, does Rail have a reservation?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, cool.
So last night we told her he wasn't in town, but I guess she did it anyway, just in case.
No one told Pan this.
Okay.
So what have you all been
So
up
Rose
to while
didn't go
I've
back.
been
No.
otherwise occupied?
Brigham told Pan to get reservations for everyone at a bathhouse. Pan got reservations for everyone at a bathhouse. Y'all need to give your employees information if y'all want your employees to have information.
Yeah, like,
Okay,
hey,
so
we might
we
be
got
being
hired?
attacked.
Okay, so we got hired by is it Ratchet Fairy named Spanner. We got given lots of coin. We ran around checking meters, put a water weird in a flask, and then took our client out to party and had to stay out because Fairdeer got too tipsy and bought a flute for his soul
Aw.
music.
I missed.
But he also
Wow.
did help with the annoying trap. So bonus points for that, minus points for not following through on the rest of the mission to turn things in. But yeah, that's before the first day of work. So we made money before we even opened. I think we're doing really good. Also, we should have a payout soon. And when we get to the business meeting, we need to discuss our skilled hire. I think maybe one of y'all should consider it being an armor maker, since no one else has come up with anything in particular to hire for. And you both want armor, and you could get something nice and custom, and let's go to the bathhouse. And Ingrid starts setting her stuff down, including the bag of trash from Hero Park, and heads towards the door. Yay for info dump.
Fairdeer just kind of stands there for a second, then goes to the barracks to get changed.
Okay, as you go upstairs, Pan is like at the breakfast table drinking like a mug of something. Cathal is at the in the general quarters drinking from the bottle that Ingrid gave her. Daldra is nowhere to be seen, but yeah, you can go in and change with no problem.
Okay. I change into appropriate bathhouse attire.
Okay. Oh wait, did I say? Okay, sorry. It's a block south, not 3 blocks south. The creatures have come for bath and spa.
Since Fairdeer has once again
It's
left
only
people
one-
waiting while he changes clothes, I do fill Rail in on the fact that they expected more magic water things in the water grid, and they weren't found in Singrove Park, and there may be outstanding monsters somewhere, so we should keep an alert out and keep our ear to the ground. You know, if he's going to take that long changing, I'm going to go upstairs and find Pan.
Okay, Pan is still sitting at the little table drinking his cup. He looks up at you, and Cathal looks over as Ingrid comes in. So, what's wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. I was going to greet our other employee for the day, prior to our meeting, since, Fairdeer's taking forever to change again. Hi, Pan. Good to see you again. We'll have some shopping for you later, and if you can round us up a summary of the job board and a newspaper, it'd be most appreciated. And we'll go about setting all those pesky hours and responsibilities and stuff once we can get a meeting. And then she just kind of marches back downstairs.
He sets the mug down, and it's like it. You hear him call back. Certainly, Miss. Okay. All right.
Thanks, Pan. Ingrid's more used to ordering around things that don't answer back. She's getting used to it. It might take her a little while. You done, fair dear?
I think he may be frozen. He hasn't blinked in like a minute.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
No.
there was no warning on that. Okay, we are on the 3-person video, and I'm fairly sure I'll have to switch it to the 4-person video again in a second. So, this is not like it normally is for us. We normally have only like one major technical glitch that happens that shuts us down like early for a break. This is like, oh hey,
Texas back.
hold
Yay,
on,
okay, good.
hold on.
'Cause-
There we go. Okay, I have to
Can you hear
manually
me?
transition us. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Are you hearing my responses?
Yes.
He's just,
Okay, good.
he's just screwing with you because he's the GM.
Okay.
It is literally my prerogative.
Okay. So yes, done changing.
Okay. And y'all want to take a tram over since it's 8 blocks, or you want to walk it and see the city?
Hey, single.
Oh, 8 block. Okay, I thought you said 8.
No,
Okay.
I originally said 3, and then I looked at my notes and was like, oh, that is way wrong. No, y'all are...
Nice location, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a block past the Pearl
Block
Plaza
away from
Park. Creatures of Comfort Bath and Spa located on Copper Avenue, a block south of the agency. It takes y'all next to no time to arrive there, and y'all have seen it in the past, but y'all have kind of like, oh, hey, I wonder what that is. This is this large marble columned building, 2 stories tall, wide arches. The whole area, like as you walk up to it, smells of this fresh, clean water scent. The entryway leads into this long hallway that goes almost all the way to the back of the building, with hallways that branch off to either side and stairways that kind of arch up towards the second in like almost an oval-like shape. There is a large central desk right almost maybe 15, yeah, about 15-20 feet from the entryway, and this almost alien-looking woman with pointed ears and this turquoise skin with dark green blue eyes and teal hair stands at the desk holding a pen as she looks up at you. So, hello, how may I help you?
We have an appointment for the bathhouse.
Do you have an appointment for the common baths or the private baths?
It's private.
Private baths.
Alright, name?
This will be for Fair Deer.
Fair idea.
Our second side agency.
Ah, that is it. It looks
Okay.
like a Pandravag made the appointment for you.
Correct.
Let's see, it is... We already have one of your party here in their own room. It is... Oh, okay. Y'all have a hour-long booking in each of the rooms with an attendant. The cost will be 2 gold each.
Okay. As we like file over,
Ingrid takes it out of the company fund since it was a basically company retreat, and she'll get with Grigum on his 2 gold on it too later.
to clarify, everybody has their own private bath, correct?
The woman kind of nods. Yes, you will each have a private bath with an attendant to handle anything you may need, including water temperature, refills, or scenting, as well as to aid you in bathing if needed. Is there a problem?
No.
No?
Uh,
Okay. She takes the coins offered by Ingrid and counts them out and hands each of y'all a little placard with a room number on it. The rooms are not anywhere near each other. There's no key. It's literally just like a piece of wood about that big with a room number on it. She's like, please follow the stairs up to the left. You'll find each of the rooms numbered.
Now this is simple.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of trail Rail and like kind of put a hand on his shoulder and be like, we need to talk.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead towards the room and then use prestidigitation first to get cleaned up before I even enter the bath, so I don't get it mucky.
Okay. As you enter the room, okay. So there is a fairly large humanoid male in there. He has the same kind of skin tone and eye color as the woman at the desk, but whereas she had like hair, his head is completely shaved. The central bath is this large elevated square tub in the center. He kind of clasps his hands up. Hello, miss. What temperature would you like your water?
Depending on what scale we're using, go with like 104 Fahrenheit.
Not certainly, ma'am. And he kind of holds his hand over the water, and it's like little bluish white tendrils of energy reach down from his fingertips, and the water starts bubbling and churning slightly. He's like, it is as you requested. If you need me, I will be in the next compartment. And then he walks and gives Ingrid her privacy. Faraday, you were grabbing Rail?
Yeah, are we alone in the hall?
There's a couple people in like robes, but no one's actually paying attention to y'all.
Okay, so kind of in as quiet as a whisper, I'm asking him, is there anything I need to know about the lab?
I mean, it's not on fire.
Okay. I just noticed that
There's
I've heard you say that you were attacked at the lab and left it at that. I just like, are we being recalled? Do I need to go and do anything about that?
Yes, well, wouldn't go down there without torches and a sword. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to clear something out of there. I'm not.
Do we need to involve the others?
No, I'm probably not. Probably.
Okay. Enjoy your bath and just kind of give him a soft, making sure to avoid any wounds,
Yes,
like
well.
pat on the shoulder, and go off to my room.
Yes, you as well.
Right, it's the same as it was in each of yours rooms. There's a very physically large, though not heavy set, shirtless man in the room with that same light blue and black blue eyes. He greets each of you and asks you what temperature you would like the water before giving you your privacy for the bath, saying that he'll be at hand if you need.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah, about 105.
Point of
Fahrenheit.
clarity between the sub-tram and all the office and stuff. I've pretty much had an hour of rest and my armor's worn off, right? Okay, just double
Pretty
checking.
much.
Okay, enjoying my nice bath. Is Kate with me?
Kay was taken to the doggy spa.
Okay.
Doggy spa, that's a.
I
I'm
look
not
for a
gonna
section
question
of,
this.
of less bubbly water and I check if my reflection's still having issues.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. And what are you looking at your reflection in?
Only a 5 with a 1. A stiller, less bubbly section of the water.
It's still that same hollow-eyed, bleeding tears, pale skin again.
She spends some time wondering if this is what she'll look like as undead, and has her.
Okay, so nothing particularly of interest happens during the bath. Basically, y'all each have an attendant for the full hour who can adjust the temperature or brings you anything that you may want, like food, snacks, scented shampoos, or body washes. Your clothes are taken and given a quick clean. Massages are not offered here, though there are several spa options that are offered beyond other than the massage, like, hot mud baths and so on and so forth. But y'all are given robes to wear and informed that your clothes and accoutrements will be cleaned and delivered to your work address. Sorry, cleaned, repaired as part of the fee and delivered.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think we brought changes of clothes, so I'd probably want mine to stay here, especially since I already cleaned them.
Well, they give you a robe.
I'm probably going to ask that mine stay here, especially since I already cleaned them.
They will not fight you on that, so you can definitely request your clothes back. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind keeping my cane with me.
Okay, yeah, they will let y'all keep anything that you want to keep, because they're a spa and bathhouse. They're not going to take your stuff, or they're going to wash it, clean it, fix it, and send it to your office. So anything that you don't mind leaving with them, leave with them. Anything that you want to keep with you, you can keep with you. Just make a note of it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow. Get relaxed.
When y'all finish, Kay is brought around. He's been washed, brushed, groomed, and his nails have even had like a little clear coat put on them.
Yeah! I'm gonna give him scritches.
Oh, he's almost as cute as Watcher now.
I'm wondering.
Watcher would not let
so with
any
the
of them
tentacles,
touch
do
him.
you need a saltwater?
He was asking if, with the tentacles, Faraday needs a saltwater bath, which is an available option if wanted.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, hey, we got another follower.
So,
Oh, no, whoa, 16 followers. Oh, wow, that went fast. Thank
Yay,
you guys.
you get to do the giveaway now.
Alright, so Cowtown Coyote, Maydol, and XK Webster, thank you so much for your follows. I am so sorry I didn't notice it. I was in the middle of describing this bathhouse. We will definitely do the giveaway in like about maybe 20 minutes when we go on our break and get our lunch. Really appreciate it. Glad you guys like it. Okay, you guys have like a minute and a half to do something before something goes wrong.
I'm gonna
Since
go.
we don't know we're preparing for something to go wrong, Ingrid's just like checking her gear and getting ready to walk back and stuff.
Yeah, basically same thing. Just getting my stuff ready to go back to the place.
I think she's probably telling Rail about Hero Park with the goblin statue.
Oh, what's she telling him about it?
Oh, we messed with a utility outlet over at Hero Park, and apparently there's this like adventure park with a bunch of goblin kids and a statue and stuff. But they've been stuffing trash in the statue, so need to go down and see if we can get a bin put up. And it was kind of cute. You should see it next time. It's just in Sun Grove.
All right. Not the most glamorous work, but I'm sure it's.
Well, it'll keep the statue from corroding early. And you never know with goblin kids what kind of refuse they're going to leave behind. I mean, we could get anything from that bin.
Dynamite.
This could be a really useful guild asset, putting a bin there.
Okay, have we left yet?
When y'all want to leave, you can. I'm assuming that y'all are kind of hanging around the entryway
leaving.
at this point. So
I'm
Faradir
pretty
kind of
much-
like watches Ingrid tell rail about the park, pets Kay, and it's like I'm leaving, and walks on out. If I'm understanding this right,
Yeah, pretty much.
the woman calls behind you. Says, "Thank you for visiting us. Please come again."
Thank you for the bath. And I'm leaving. I'm just kind of like leaving, assuming they're following me. Whether they are or not is up to them. But like, just kind of like,
Yeah.
bath given.
Grickum's been in a bath a long time, but he seemed really stressed out after, your Music for the Soul episode, so maybe he needs it. And she's following and talking about Grickum.
I never thought that goblins were that fond of baths, but
Assuming we're going to the.
it's a,
Have we arrived at the second site agency yet?
It's like a block away, just past the Pearl Park Plaza. So yeah, it's like not much of a walk.
Yeah. Okay. So at the second
all right.
site agency, I'm probably gonna go up and change back into regular dress.
All right, Cathal is up there writing in her little notebook, but Pan and Daldra are nowhere to be seen in the barracks.
Okay.
Hi. Hey, Cathal? After we meet with you a bit for business, if we do a payout for Grickum, do you think you could use your key and put it in his office for him?
Cathal looks up from where she's writing her book. So, yeah, I can do that for you. Just leave it on the table and I'll put it in there when I'm down there later. And she goes back to working.
And I'm assuming I've probably changed by this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna head down and set up for the meeting.
Okay. So
I mean,
it's about maybe
it's not
10 minutes past when y'all arrive there that a youngish looking woman with the same blue-green skin and the black-blue eyes delivers a parcel of the items that were left to be cleaned and repaired to the front door.
Okay, I'm gonna get. Yeah, I don't think I would have actually brought any weapons there.
I would hope not. I'm going to take my sword and shield to the bathhouse.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like Faradir. He probably would have had a dagger, but that's pretty much it. So I basically take those clothes and put them back in my little area.
I'm going to go ahead and handle
a sword,
payout.
but I never leave my walking stick behind.
I'm going to go ahead and handle payout while Cathal's still working upstairs. And this is because I figure we've gone through a lot of our money between partying and people might have gear needs or skill training needs. So everyone's getting a payout of 4 platinum, 50 gold, 95 silver, and 50 copper. So approximately 100 gold.
Those
4 platinum, 50 gold, 95 silver, and 50 copper. And she's setting aside Griggum's in the cabinet so that she can show Cathal.
Okay.
And so y'all get to argue amongst yourself which armor maker you want for our skilled worker, if any of y'all are up for ordering armor.
I mean, I guess
I
stud
certainly
leather
am.
would be nice.
whoever they are, they've got to be
Sure.
I mean, anyone can just bang a breastplate together, but we need somebody who
Well, we
puts a
get
little
a
bit of...
we get a skilled worker for our task, and so basically, we can get someone who is good in metal armor or leather armor, and y'all get to duke that out as order of priority. I figure that's enough payout that y'all could hire the work and get materials for at least a week or two worth of it. I believe your armor might take a little more time, Rail. So y'all feel free to duke that out, and we'll look into the cost of materials for whoever gets hired. That'll probably be a personal cost, but it'll be way cheaper than going to the store.
Makes sense to me. But, yeah, aside from that, do we have any appointments today? Any clients?
No, not at the moment. We're going to do some things like look into the job boards in the newspaper and stuff, see if there's anything going on. Maybe Doucher will help us look into any word on the street for water creatures. I might have that little bit of guild business towards the park to do, but nothing big on the agenda. If you've got anything coming up.
I may need to help clean out a little bit of an infestation in my apartment. He's gonna kind of wink at Faradir, but I think that could...
Okay.
It's like a couple moments after y'all start this conversation that the door opens to the office room, and Pan walks in. He's changed from like his sleeping clothes into like his usual suit. He's carrying a couple sheets of paper with him. He comes in and says, "Oh, good. Most of y'all are here. I've completed the task that you asked me to, Miss Ingrid. I have a number of information. I can read it to you if you like, or I can just leave the papers here if you prefer."
Oh, sure. Feel free to go over it.
He's all, okay, so you asked me to check the job boards, the task boards, the local news, and a couple other sources, and so I've come across a number of interesting little tidbits. First off, it seems the Orzhov have been late delivering alms coins to their faithful, and parishioners are starting to feel the squeeze. Let's see here now. He shuffles through the papers. A couple late-night visitors to Pearl Plaza have reported seeing strange and otherworldly beings walking out of a tree and vanishing into the night. The Rakdos Underground... A new Rakdos Underground club has opened up on Barrow and Hill Street. Apparently they took over an Is It Subtram. Oh, this is an interesting one considering that...
Oh, I saw.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I saw the club a little while back. I think we walked past it, or maybe I did alone. Okay,
Oh, that's good.
sorry.
Let's see here. Oh, this is an interesting one, considering y'all were in the Undercity recently, according to Miss Cathal. A deal broker in the Undercity is holding a court next week. Apparently, only certain individuals who have acquired a specific ticket are going to be allowed to see him. I was not able to track one down or find much about it, but rumor has that the tickets cost something far more than gold. It's the quote I was given. Let's see what else. Their drumming that comes from the Red Waste has been incessant for weeks, as anyone who's been up there can tell you. But it's getting louder, and it's more widespread. People in that area are beginning to fear something dangerous may be happening. Let's see here. The Azorius report that House Demir has acquired a full block in this neighborhood and many others to create a postal center. Their reported reasoning is that this will help to ensure everyone has a place that they can go to send mail and hire couriers. And finally, the Silencia Conclave seems to be doing another recruitment push. People are seeing 2 or 3 initiates at a time going door to door in apartments. There you go. If there's anything you would like me to follow up on, please let me know.
Oh, that's interesting about the postal center. I wonder if they're going to do anything with the Undercity this time. That would be really nice. I did forget to tell you, Rel, that we did overhear something that could be Ribald selling some artifacts. Anytime, Pan, you hear about Dealbreakers, Ribald, Uncle Ribald sweets or anything like that, we'd probably like a special notice of it. We may have even run into this. Might even be the deal broker. Hard to say. But we did find that someone was selling Undercity magic stuff, but then we kind of got sidetracked. So don't know how much of it's still available, but we could always look through the Singrove neighborhood a little bit for that kind of thing.
Well, I will be... He takes out his little pocketbook and makes a couple quick notes. I will keep my eye out for any information relating to those. And did you want me to investigate the deal broker that I had heard about?
Investigate might be too strong a term. I have a feeling he's a little bit fickle. Don't do anything that would get yourself in danger.
Certainly not. If I have the opportunity to acquire a ticket for y'all, would you like me to?
Rail, how do you feel about it? I think you were taking a special interest.
Ow. Yes, I think that sounds like
Within reason.
it was what it was. Uncle Ribald's sweet tooth?
We can't be sure it's the same person, but I don't know. Sounds a little bit like him. Could be. We know he's active right now. After quite a long period of possible dormancy.
Yes, well, things in the city have a tendency to turn up when you leave.
Yep.
Pan looks around to this. If there is nothing else,
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that's all for me. Did you have something?
I just wanted to say thank you for your hard work, Pan.
most certainly. Thank you for the paycheck. He kind of folds up the papers, leaves the stack of the notices that he had collected on the table for you, and leaves the room.
I think Reeve's contact information was given to Cathal, so when we see her, we can send for getting Reeve in here for his first day of work. So, anything from the task board and newspapers y'all are especially interested in, or did you need to go take care of personal business first?
Again, my personal business, I think, can wait until tomorrow. There were a few things on that list that sounded interesting. I think the bit about the trees, that sounded like more of an urban legend. Not really.
The thing about the park?
Oh, shoot.
Or which thing about the trees?
Was it that rumor that she mentioned about people walking out of trees? I think that's somebody's been drinking a little bit too much.
I don't think there's too much we can do about the Orzhov being late for almsgiving.
Well, that might be worth looking into. I have well, my sister is a member of the Orzhov, so she might be able to give some insight. I haven't talked to her in a little bit. I'm sure she wouldn't mind us dropping.
Okay, I'm hearing people. Yay.
Yay, welcome back. So, does she live in this district? Your sister, Rail?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Does your sister live in this district? In this precinct, I guess.
You know, I think she does.
You would know that Clefa, your sister, works at as a private medic to a rather affluent merchant in Sengrove.
Ah. Sorry, I'm missing my own notes about my...
So let's just go through and we'll mark stuff maybe interested or maybe not. Orzhov, we could go as one neighborhood over and talk to your sister, see if there's any info. And you said Pearl Plaza. Let's see if that was a drunken bout for now. Rakdos Club, they've been there for at least 3 or 4 weeks, and the Izzet have already moved their tram, so I'm not sure if that's a high priority. I'm not too inclined to go in without a really good reason, unless any of y'all feel different. You're muted, Fair Dear. Try the button. Great, yeah.
I do want to note we are at 1 if we wanted to see about that if you want to see about I can hear and I can see you moving.
Any difference?
I cannot hear the GM.
I can
muted.
hear him and he'll broadcast, and we're about to
fixed
go
it.
on break.
I
so.
fixed it. I figured it out. I realized I accidentally hit the button to see if I was muted for some reason. Anyway, let's go on break. I'm going to start the giveaway. It'll run for about 15 minutes while we're on break. And to enter, the entry code is !dice. Only enter once, because if you enter more than once, you'll be disqualified. All one word, !dice.
And it is currently U.S. only, correct?
Yeah, we are only able to ship to the United States because I don't know international shipping laws or international giveaway laws just yet. So, again, it's running !dice, just like you're entering in any other command. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for entry, and we will be back in about 15 minutes after we stretch our legs, get something to drink.
Bye.
All right, we are back from that little break. Thank you. We had a little bit of a slip up, it looks like, with the giveaway, but we had already had a winner selected, so that's no big deal. XK Webster, congratulations. You win these purple and blue dice. Whisper
Congrats.
the channel page with your contact information, and we will get these sent off to you in the morning. Because it's Sunday, and I don't think the post office is open today. Anyway.
Yep.
So, we had just left off with Pan gave y'all a list of rumors and information that he had scoured in about an hour and a half worth of time between when y'all saw him and before y'all headed off to the bathhouse and the walking time betweenhand. And y'all were discussing which one of those leads to follow.
Wait, as a side note, he did all that in an hour and a half?
Pan is very efficient at what he does.
If he's not in the
hashtag
room,
best choice for the job.
we made, yeah. He's a valuable member to the team.
He literally picked up a newspaper from like a vendor and then went and copied down the interesting stuff off of a job board and then walked back to y'all.
Oh. Well, I mean, you know, he's efficient.
I mean, it was my prerogative, for setting up this information gathering. But totally credits for him. Okay, so we were looking at we might go to the next city and check with Rail's sister in the Orzhov. We're going to wait and see if it was just drunks at Pearl Plaza. Recto's Club has already been 3 weeks without riots or two inciting an issue, so they're probably a little lower priority. Dealbroker Court, Pan's keeping an ear out for us and looking into ticket cost. Red Waste Drumming. I've never been there. Any thoughts on the Red Waste trip?
I'd rather not. Now, my first instinct is like the park thing. Is that the one between us and the bathhouse?
Yeah, that's Pearl Plaza Park, the one that's just south of y'all.
I'm kind of tempted just to check that out since it's like right there. See what's going on.
Out of character, I don't think he understood your winks very well.
Are you talking to me? I wasn't winking.
No, Railwood.
So you're thinking it's not drunk people?
Alright.
You might want to check that out.
Well,
I'm getting mixed messages.
I just figured it's right across the street. Why don't we just go in and see? I mean, it's right there. Might as well cross off the easy one, right?
And the last two, I don't think there's
mean-
much interfering between Azorius and the merchants we can do. Though I would like to follow up just to see if they're going to do any undercity mail if they're doing a brand new sparkling postal center. But
Yeah,
that's more of a off time thing, I think.
Yeah, it just seems like with the drunks, that seems more time sensitive to me because they disperse, whereas the other ones seem like that's not going to change in a few hours.
And number 7 might be us. So number 7 could possibly have been our visit to Marlin. But if not, we'll keep an eye out for any other Selesnya people who have gone knocking on doors and checking about recruits, just in case that's not us accidentally making the news of Selesnya.
Yeah.
Okay, so run by the park and then back to Singrove.
Yep, at least that's my
I
vote.
suppose.
Also, I'm not talking too loud, am I?
You are screaming and I am bleeding out my ears.
I apologize.
On the way out, is Pan at the front desk?
Pan is at the front desk now.
Pan, I did forget to tell you we are not all deadly allergic to salt. That's kind of just my weird sense of humor with interviewing. I've never done it before.
He looks up from the notes, flips a few pages, takes a pen and strikes something out. Good to know, miss.
I'm working on it. So to the park, do we want a marching order or anything? I
guess just to make sure I'm all geared up.
You've stolen the short sword and knife from our weapons rack and all that?
Yeah, there's still another pair there, should something happen.
There's still 3 more knives and 1 to 3 more short swords, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have my new little sharp kitchen knife tucked in my belt along with my sickle.
Okay. So...
Are you sure you have quite enough knives?
Can you ever really have too many knives?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if you look at my sheet, I'm probably also going to get more. Like, I don't know of such a thing.
Now, if you damage this one like the last one, the office manager is not going to be happy. I'm just saying, office politics.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably...
Don't melt it in some weird acidic creature.
If I do, I'm going to replace it. I really should have gotten my own copies. I just didn't get around to it yet. I feel sufficiently bad.
So y'all head across the street to the Pearl Plaza Park. This is that nice Simic and Selesnya combined effort park with like the blue-green watery looking grass and the trees and the shrubs that have been sculpted to look like seashells and coral reefs. With the pathway that as you walk along it, illusionary fish swim along with y'all. What are y'all doing in the park?
Okay, question. Maybe this is a weird one. Normally would there be like birds and stuff like in the park?
It's not uncommon to see some birds in the park. They're not like, there's no duck pond or anything like that here where they've encouraged birds, but it's not outside the realm of, happens every now and then to see like a couple swallows or some other small city birds that either flit around eating seeds or hunting insects.
Okay, my second question is there like any sort of area where the birds seem to be disturbed, or just all of a sudden like there are no birds when there should be type of thing?
Well, I mean, the Pearl Plaza Park is about half a city block, so it's a fairly decent sized park.
So maybe a survival.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going to is that see like either a survival or a perception check to see like if there's flocks of birds like unusually coming by, so that at least we can get a direction.
I would say go ahead and make me a survival roll.
Certainly.
And I am trying to catch illusionary fish with Mage Hand.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Surprisingly, the two spells do not interact well, and the fish just keep on slipping through the fingers. What'd you roll?
19.
19? You stop for a moment and kind of watch the birds that are there. There's one that, like, it flitters down to, like, some grass, pecks at it, stops, looks around, flitters off. That's really about it.
Okay, so there's no, like, flocks of birds coming from an area.
Yeah, no, there's no massive ravens circling a towering dark spiral or anything like that, no.
Cool. Okay, so...
I'll ask Watcher to make a quick circle if he can, and stay flying up high in case there are any weird creatures roaming. He's got a good perception.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll your Watcher's perception for me. Okay, so Watcher takes off and flies around. He sends you a couple aerial images of nearby people either picnicking or kids playing in the park, chasing the little illusionary fish, or a couple food carts that have been set up in like a little farmer's market area.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking Rail might have had the right idea on this, so we can search a little longer. But I'm also not sure how much headway we're going to make on an Orzhov problem. But let's see. It was late night. People saw creatures. Maybe they only like dark or something, and they're hiding. Is there anywhere shadowy around?
There's a couple of shadowy spaces like underneath the trees that have been sculpted like seashelves, and you remember that the report was of the beings walking out of trees.
Okay, I am going to go hug a tree.
Any particular one, or just like the closest tree you can find?
One that looks big enough for a medium-sized creature. That is close.
Go ahead and make me an investigation roll, please.
I insist.
Sure.
So you want advantage because you're assisting, or are you rolling on your own?
I'm giving you advantage.
Okay. I got a 6.
Okay. You find a decent-sized tree and give it a hug.
I thought this would work since we've been posing as Selesnya apparently recently. But if they're in the trees, they're not coming out for hugs.
Sorry, I think both in and out of character, this is going to take a second for me to process. Okay. So I guess
It was worth a shot.
can I do like either a perception or a survival to see if there's any like strange like markings or essentially tree damage to the tree?
Go ahead and roll me survival.
Okay.
I'll assist since I have that skill.
Okay, you
Okay.
have advantage.
So that's gonna be 22.
The tree that Ingrid is hugging, you don't find anything particularly interesting or odd about, but while walking from the path, you notice like what looks like the grass has been matted down and damaged by something large and heavy being dragged across it. That's starting to heal back up from farther in the park.
I would like to track down that way.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, well, I guess my first question is which way is the grass bent? Because that will tell us like which direction they were dragged.
It's bent towards the edge of the park, so something was dragged from inside the park to out.
Okay. Let's follow the. Should we try to go to the origin or to the destination? And I'm asking this in character.
Destination?
Okay. So.
Because I guess if anyone's hurt, that's where they'd be.
Yeah. Okay. So, with everybody's permission, I'd like to start tracking, and I think I'm gonna have Kate try to help, with the, taking the scent and trying to follow the trail, out of the park.
Okay, go ahead and make me another survival roll with advantage since you're having Kay help you.
Okay. I like these die. That's going to be a 19.
Next week we'll be giving away Faradyr's dice.
It's actually your dice. So
I'm kidding. No, we're not.
That's up to you guys.
We can, but we'll have to hand Madison a different pair to use for our kids' game.
Sorry about that. So, y'all, you rolled a 19.
Yes.
So you follow the trail of leading out of the park to the edge of the park and to the roadway.
Okay. At this point, I'm probably going to need Kay to do kind of the bloodhound thing.
All right.
Obviously, going to be making sure he's not like jumping in the street while traffic's crossing. But
Okay. Now you don't have a sample for him to like specifically follow, so you've just been following the physical trail. So you're going to need to make this roll at disadvantage.
okay.
Does K naturally get advantage though on smell test? Would that average out?
Yes. So okay. So just
Straight roll.
okay. And this is survival
Yep.
for him. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Survival, which I think is just shoot. Survival's wisdom, right?
Yeah, survival
Yeah.
is a wisdom.
Sorry, I don't have my regular notes, so I'm a little slower. I apologize.
I choose
Okay.
to make no comment.
That's going to be a 12.
All right. Kay kind of sniffs around, looks up at you, wanders off to one of the bushes, and pees on it.
Well, that was my let me think. Okay,
Any vendors set up since vendors work in this park?
Not in your
That would
immediate
be near
area, but Watcher did show you a mental image of like a little food park set up.
so
And it's getting near noon at this point.
Can I do a nature to see if it seems like they stuck to a particular type of grass or tree or anything like that that would suggest normal habitat?
But sure, go ahead.
I don't. Ooh, a whopping 5.
The grass is very pretty blue-green, and you have no idea how they got the bushes to look like coral. But it's got this nice little mixture of like red and orange, and just enough spiky bits to look like, undersea growth. It's actually a really good job. The Simic and the Selesnya worked really hard on this U-figure.
We should come to this park more often. We could check with a food vendor back there, or we could check the trail to see if creatures really came from trees and backtrack. So, thoughts on progressing?
I kind of want to just do a perception roll because I figure because grass is pretty soft, but once you get hit what I'm assuming is the equivalent of concrete or asphalt for the road. Is this correct?
It's cobblestones, but yes.
Yeah, I want to kind of do I'm assuming a perception check just to see if there's any like clothing or anything like that got rubbed off.
It's
Like-
really more of an investigation roll.
Certainly. I think I'm going to do that. Just looking around, seeing if there's any clues at that particular spot. That's going to be 15.
So you don't see any like snagged bits of cloth in the bushes or anything like that. You do see that the grass at the edge where the trail led to has been kind of trampled down. And in the cobblestones, there's like a kind of rut worn in, like, where a vehicle has been pulled up and parked for a while and then loaded with something heavy and then driven off again and again and again.
Is there? But there's no like tracks of the vehicle.
Not really. I mean, most
Yeah, if it's
carts
in the
and
street,
wagons.
yeah. There would be tracks. It would just be finding which one, and they would probably be worn off by this point. Okay.
What if we try to trace
the other direction.
Yeah, I'm down with that. If everybody else is, I think Ingrid mentioned that before.
Okay. Go ahead and whoever is helming that, make me a survival roll to reverse the tracking with advantage if someone is helping you.
I'll certainly do it. Does anybody want to help?
I'll help.
Okay. Okay, that's going to be a 20.
20? Alright, yeah, it's no problem. You backtrack the trail to the pathway with the little floating illusory fish, and you can kind of see like where whatever it was that was dragged along the path, but just off the edge enough to mat down and damage some of the grass, tearing up some of the turf. Y'all follow it for about maybe 10 minutes deeper into the park until you come to a tree shaped like a sea shelf that's high up in the air by itself. Go ahead and make me a perception check as y'all arrive.
Oh, that's going to be a 9 for me.
27.
I think 7 for
Now we're
me
playing to my-
and 17 for Watcher.
Alright, so Watcher and Rail both notice as y'all approach the tree what looks to be a smear of blood, like someone was injured and leaned against the tree for a moment. Also, Fairdeer and Rail, you recognize this tree.
Okay.
I'm sure I do.
Recognize?
I didn't catch all that, Fairdeer?
What do I recognize about it?
You've used this tree before to enter the lab.
Does it say out of order?
So, I'm gonna look
I guess I
quickly
wasn't
at
really
Rail.
thinking straight, but
It'd be like, yeah, definitely nothing to see here. Probably drunks. I mean, this is a common partying area for them, and like almost like
I think I have to insight check Fairdeer at this point. I think I kind of have to.
Insight
That's
check
fine.
from you, deception check from Fairdeer.
okay. Let me see. What? Sorry, deception is.
Charisma.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a 18.
Yeah, no, he seems pretty on the level on this.
But you're the one that wanted to track the trail back, Fairdeer. If there's blood on the tree.
Yeah.
yes, it
Uh,
certainly is a good
this is a
thing
common,
that nobody's
like,
trying to keep
gathering
anything
area
secret.
for homeless people, so like, you know, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so I'll level with you. I'm familiar with the area, and just it's pretty common to the area.
To have bloody trees in the. Okay, I guess we go talk to the vendor then. Do we need to clean up the tree or anything?
No, I think that what we probably
Next
want to
raid
do
will
is
do
meet
that.
with Rail's sister. Right, Rail? I mean, you know,
Yes,
family is important.
it certainly is a good idea to meet with my sister because this is something that is not worth following in.
Exactly.
At least not at the moment.
Okay, so back on the
Fair.
tramps. Too bad you missed your chance to get all those books, Fairdeer.
Oh, Fairdeer's doing some.
Sorry. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. It cut out for me on Rail after he did Fairdeer's doing some.
Same.
Faraday's doing some reading.
Yep. Just trying to, always self-improvement.
Oh, it's always.
So y'all are heading to the subtram again?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess Sweet Street. That's the closest one now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right by that coffee shop.
Yep, near the Sweet Street Cafe. So, y'all spend about 15 minutes or so walking over to Sweet Street and follow it up to the tram station. There's a line at the Sweet Street Cafe as it's getting close to the lunch hour. People are taking their free time to go and get something to eat. Y'all can descend on down and get the ticket written, or y'all can get something to eat, or whatever y'all wish to do.
I mean, Rail, how are you feeling? Like, in terms of, like, hunger?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Okay, because Ingrid and I had a big breakfast this morning, but I don't know how you're feeling, so if you want
No,
to stop,
I'm
just let us
fine.
know. Okay, good to know.
I prefer to face my sister on an empty stomach.
Okay, I'm sure your sister is a wonderful person.
She is.
So y'all descend
She's
into...
a person.
So y'all descend into the Is It subtram and receive your destination ticket. Where is he writing this out for?
You said earlier where Clefra lives, and I cannot recall.
She works in Sin Grove. So
And
that's
we're at-
the next neighborhood over, between y'all and Sunhome. But it's a fairly large one. Is there a specific area that you're going to head towards, or are you just going to go to the subtram closest to the merchant she works for?
I'm assuming she'd probably be at work, but...
I mean, you know those Orzovs are all workaholics.
Yeah.
And this is why you should definitely keep track of where all your Orzov relatives are. Definitely. This is not Ingrid saying this.
Yes, well, I don't not know where she is.
So,
Or is like,
assuming that you're going to the tram station closest to her, would probably be correct, right?
yeah, let's
So
just hop a tram.
y'all get written out a ticket, and it's generally about a 10 to 15 minute wait for the subtrams to come. They're supposed to come every 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes they'll come 5 minutes early, sometimes they'll come 5 minutes late, or sometimes they'll come 5 minutes late, then show up on time, and then show up 5 minutes early before they had left. So it gets a little confusing sometimes depending on what experiment's being run. But the sleek museum-coated car pulls into the entryway and opens up, and there's not really anyone riding with y'all. It's the middle of the day, so y'all pretty much have the tram to yourself as it shoots off at subsonic speeds. I'm not going to do a constitution check to see if any of y'all pass out this time from the speed.
Yeah, immunity.
You've been traveling enough that you're getting used to the
We're getting used to this.
sudden acceleration.
Yeah, and just as a note, in case this would probably be more for the audience, I'm assuming that we're just fast forwarding through me putting a harness on Kay and that sort of thing, so the dog doesn't just go flying. Obviously,
They have little pet harnesses, yes, to keep dogs from shooting to the back of the car.
Okay,
And apparently also big pet harnesses.
They also have
Yeah.
children harnesses to keep children from shooting to the back of the car.
Just pointing that out just to make sure. Okay.
Very admirable of them.
There is it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, after a short trip on the subtram, the car pulls into the substation. Y'all take a moment to regain your balance from the sudden acceleration deceleration and exit out into the little substation. The usual book goblin is pushing the cart around. There's two little food stalls, and the food vendors are basically like chatting back and forth, while a blonde-haired woman in robes takes and hands out tickets to people as they arrive or depart. She takes y'all's ticket and gestures on up the stairs to you. So, have a pleasant day.
Too. Thank you.
So, y'all and leave this. Go ahead. I thought someone was going to say something. Okay. Y'all leave.
Nope.
Okay. Y'all leave the substation and reach the surface street on which road is this one? So Clefa is on. Okay, so y'all leave the substation on Django's, Jango. Giving people time to write that down because our wiki needs to have the street added. Just up the street from here, Rail, you would recognize the shop of the merchant that employs your sister, the Kind Cat Oddities and Wonders.
If anyone's listening and wants a meme, we need this street name sung to the tune of Bingo. Just kidding.
Do we really need that?
And bingo was its name.
Well, we don't not need it, I suppose.
Really, we're not making any Johnny Depp references or, lizard references. We're just going with bingo. Okay.
Naming things is hard. Especially when you have to rewrite the adventure 2 or 3 times, or rewrite the what's going to happen 2 or 3 times, and then the players go like, "Oh, I'm going to go check this out," and it's like, "Oh,
No,
did not think that was going to happen."
No, to be fair, streets are usually not very creatively named. I mean, but that's I think very well in character for a world for streets to not to be
Moving
plainly
on.
named. Okay.
Moving on.
You could always just go for color noun street.
Or just first, second, third street, fourth street. I mean,
most of the streets in the Burrow and Hill neighborhood are either named after flavors, like Sweet Street, Sour Street, and stuff like that, or metals, like starting from 10th Street, then there's Iron Street, Copper Street, Brass.
Oh, what's the flavor for the noodle shop street? Never mind.
The Noble Noodle?
Yeah.
That one is, it's at a cross-section of Copper Street and, not Tang. I'll look it up again. But yeah, it's off of Copper Street, maybe 3 blocks west of where, the Creatures of Comfort is.
okay. So we're going to meet Clefa.
Yeah, Clefa, Rail would recognize the shop as, well, if not the shop front itself, then at least by the name from his communications with his sister. The Kind Cat Oddities and Wonders is a decent-sized mercantile shop with a large storefront window with a stylized cat painted on the front. And just behind the window you can see a number of doodads and things set up in display, including a book that has like a fat orange cat just kind of sleeping on top of it, right in the display window.
Okay.
We should keep an eye out because we're back in the neighborhood where weird magical oddities from the Undercity may have been sold by Rybold. So while we're in here, we should also keep an eye out for any new Undercity acquisitions. Okay. So I think you're fielding this one, Rail.
That makes sense.
Quick question: how's Ingrid dressed?
I'm assuming she's wearing clothes.
Well,
And
like,
my typical adventure clothes that I didn't give up from ending. I didn't bring my noble clothes, and
Okay.
my other pair of clothes I keep in my locker. So,
Okay.
those are the only my appropriate ones for me.
so okay, the normal clothes, not the noble. Okay, that was my question because we were in Orzhov, and I know Ingrid. Anyways,
Well, we planned for the park, and then we left straight away. So,
fair. Okay.
Just try not to look.
try not
It
to look
shouldn't
what?
be too much of a problem for any of us.
It's just usually I try to play the bodyguard role, which I guess I would in this case, like an
I guess
Orzhov.
we both are because I'm wearing expensive armor. So,
Sure.
I guess I'm joining you as a bodyguard or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Rail would probably look somewhat
It's a friendly
distinguished.
visit to his sister, so we just let him run it.
Yeah, but I thought in Orzhov territory, like, you had to be careful, so...
Interesting, you'll note, if you look around, looking around, you don't actually see any of the typical Orzhov markings.
Oh, okay. She just happens to be Orzhov. This isn't
That's a little
Orzhov.
unorthodox.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry for just derailing. No pun intended.
Derailing.
No
You can
pun
never
intended.
derail rail.
Okay.
Alright. So, I haven't actually met this, what's his face? Pirater of the...
So y'all are heading on in?
Yeah, just
Oh,
as of note,
say that
I
again?
would probably be, like, in the back, because I have a very, interesting appearance, so I'm probably going to make sure I'm not the first face they see. As they
I'd be
get to the
paying
shop.
more attention to the goods because of our investigation we're doing, and using my Horde Master bonus for kind of appraising if there's anything that looks unusual in there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
So,
Oh, what the hell. I'll just go right on.
alright. You push the door open, and as you do, a little disc on the side of the wall glows for a second and then emits this like soft chiming sound. A half-elven woman looks up from behind a counter. Her hair is long platinum blonde, and she kind of just stares quietly at the group of y'all as y'all come in. Her hands clasped in front of her.
Hello. We are, sorry to bother you. It seems so very busy in here. Was hoping that I might have a word with Clef.
She kind of just stands there staring at
While
y'all.
my friend's brow.
Okay. She just kind of stands there staring at you and then past you and then just off into the distance for a moment, her eye twitching occasionally, before she makes a slight nod and turns back to her book, her ledger that she's writing in. Anyone that's looking around the store, go ahead and make me an investigation roll real quick before we move on into the social aspect.
That would be...
Mine was a whopping
10.
6.
6,
14.
10, 14. Okay, so, 6, you...
Oh wait, I get to add my proficiency for appraising goods, so 8 because of Horde's person.
Oh, 8? Okay, that's actually better. Ingrid, you walk into the room, and there's a number of little, almost pocket-sized trinkets on a shelf that catches your attention. There's a small wooden miniature ballista, a brass amulet in the shape of a shield, and a list of names that periodically one of the names vanishes on and another name will take its place. Let's see. Rail, what did you roll? I remember you had the next highest. What was your roll, Rail?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit on that.
What did you roll?
10.
10? Okay. In a elegant, like, wood lacquered case, you found a 3, like, they look like spikes almost. There is a jagged spindle of topaz with like runes etched into it with like what looks like acid or something like that. A crystal spike with like a golden liquid inside of it, and a bloodstone shard with just jagged glyphs carved into it. Faradir, you had the highest roll. What did you have?
14.
14. You kind of walk over to pet the cat, and waiting for him to not die.
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze.
So did I. So you walk over to pet the cat that's in the window, and it looks up at you, like bats at your hand, hops off the book, scampers away, and just vanishes into like a ripple in space. The book it was sitting on has just a picture of a cat on the front of it.
Interesting. Okay.
And the half-elf woman is just standing there. She's like writing in her ledger, and she'll occasionally look up. So, can I? Oh, yes. Clefa, right? You said you were here for Clefa?
I guess I just nod. If I'm the closest.
She kind of looks back to her ledger, and it's a good minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes before she looks up and is like,
all right.
I didn't catch that. Sorry.
So I'm asking, is she quite all right?
Cleva is fine. She should be in the back, or she should be back soon.
Sorry, are you quite all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
Do they have general goods too?
They don't seem to. It's very boutique setup here. Like, each of the shelves has, like, a set of 3 to 4 items in either a arrangement or just in, like, a display box, like the sharp spikes that Rail had found.
Okay.
Question. How invasive is an Arcana check?
Fair. It depends on what you're checking for.
Well, I guess my question is that like I'm kind of semi-curious about the book with the cat, but like since it's like an item for sale that I have no intention of purchasing, like if I'd have to be like rifling through it and stuff, is my question. Like, you know, like would it like be against social mores to basically do that kind of thing to an item that you're not going to buy?
I mean, if you're doing something that she doesn't want you to do, she'll stop you or ask you to stop or call the guard to have you stop.
I'd rather not chance it. Instead, can I just make a quick insight on the person that seemed to be acting the
woman?
The person writing the yes.
Go ahead.
And like I was going to say earlier, I send Watcher around to see if there's any medium price things that he wants for a book or a shiny, because I'm setting him up a nest. So I send Watcher to look around.
Go ahead and roll perception on Watcher. And Faradir, go ahead and roll your insight, I think it was.
17.
15 for Watcher.
15 for Watcher. Alright. That's the highest one. Okay. Okay. So Watcher pings you from like one of the stands in the back. He's found this old-looking tome with like an eye on it and a hand, embossed in brass. It's got a thick uh, leather cover with like rabbit fur trimming, it looks like, and a heavy like black metal lock on the top of it with like a small reservoir almost. Fairdeer, you watch the woman and she periodically like stops from her writing, looks up, and her eye just starts twitching for a few moments before she goes back to writing or reading.
So I'll walk over to where Watcher is, and as I walk, try to like hand signal to catch the clerk's attention.
She looks up and says, are you still here?
Oh, I was wondering how much this book that my little pseudo dragon likes is.
She flips through a few pages and it's like, the Abyssal Manuscripts of Renarve, 500 gold.
I think we might have to save for that one for a little bit, Watcher. But I will also let the Grove Mistress know that you're interested.
Watcher kind of trills a little bit. The woman just kind of stares off into space.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check on her? Because, like...
That's a physical check.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, so, okay, I guess my question is that, like, her twitching, would that be just due to eye fatigue from her, like, writing on the ledger? And as we mentioned before, Orzhov tend to be workaholics, or abnormal? Like,
Well,
I guess, yeah.
Well, you know she's not Orzhov because there's no Orzhov markings here.
Right.
From your insight check, you notice that she keeps on looking up and off in the distance like she's watching something or listening to something, and her eye twitching always comes in passes of 3, and only when she's looking up or looking around.
Okay. So,
Can I read her ledger, like looking over the counter?
Go ahead and make me a stealth check to see if you can do that without catching her attention.
I'm going to be sketching a picture of the book so I can send it in mail or take the note with me next time.
19.
19? Okay, let's see here now. Okay, so you kind of like slide over to the desk and look at like a few of the baubles on there while kind of catching a glance at the book, and she's just writing like a word again and again and again. So like on the current page, it's river, 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 on each line, filling up the whole thing.
Huh.
And
Something
then like
there doesn't seem...
she turns the page, and the next one is bog, bog, bog. Just every line on the page filled up with it.
Alright.
I go tell Fairdeer that I'm
finger-
sad I couldn't get Watcher the book.
do either of us even know Abyssal?
I mean, Watcher might.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, did you say that she was writing this in Abyssal?
No, she's
No,
right.
Sorry.
No, the name of the book was The Abyssal Manuscripts of Renarve. Renarve.
But she's just writing it out in common.
Yeah, she's just writing
Just
bog,
word.
B-O-G.
I'm going to snap my fingers in her face.
She looks up and looks past you for a second, then looks you. Oh, is Clefa not here yet?
are you here yet is the more important question. What is your name?
Oh, I am Adriana.
Hi, Adriana. Forgive me, could you tell me what the date is?
I believe it is the 2nd of Molov. Let's see here. She flips through a couple of pages of the books in front of her and stops on a page that just reads house again and again and again throughout the thing. So, Mokesh the Second, yes.
Okay, so she was way off on that date. At this point, I think this would clue.
Oh, was
I mean-
she? Because we were on this. It's actually the 2nd. Let me go back and look at my notes. Yeah, we're Mokesh the 2nd. She's got the date right.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else earlier. My bad.
Well, he said it would translate like our calendar to around June 2nd, like season wise.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought. Sorry. For
Still
some reason, I was
something is
thinking he
screwed.
said it was a different.
I may have mispronounced.
That's fine. Sorry, I thought you meant like she was saying the equivalent of, oh, it's January 1st when it's June 2nd, but I got you now. Sorry. I misremembered the date you said originally. My bad.
She just starts writing house on the paper again.
Okay, so this would be blatant at this point, right? Like, I'm
Like-
assuming my passive perception would of
What's your passive at?
13. Would I have noticed this?
Yeah, you probably would have noticed. She's not making an effort to like hide it.
Okay. Can I do like an Arcana? Would be like a, is this person cursed? Right.
Yeah,
Okay. I'd like to do an Arcana check if that's
go ahead.
okay. That's gonna be a 20.
Okay, so as you start to like look her over, a voice from the front of the room kind of clears her throat. And what can I do for you, fine folks, today?
Has a person materialized, or is this a?
Yeah,
Okay.
you turn around and you see a hold on, let me grab the physical description. A kind of sandy blonde-haired woman with long hair down to her shoulders, but kind of tied back, wearing black and white robes, a black vest over white robe sleeves, with a chain made of gold coins around her neck. And she looks almost exactly like Rail.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Okay.
She kind of looks over
So
the
what?
group.
On
Ingrid's still sketching. She's not paying any attention to the ledger or the proprietress. She's trying to get her message.
Brother, why are you here?
Oh, I thought I'd get into the knick-knack trade. And I brought my friends along to help.
Well, Adriana did
No.
acquire a number of interesting pieces recently. I'm sure you can find something of interest to you.
Yeah, Adriana. You noticed Adriana doesn't seem to be all there?
Oh, there is more to Adriana here than any of us.
Right.
And she kind of walks by and kind of pats the half-elf on the cheek, and is like, okay, I'll take over from here. And she kind of looks up. The half-elf looks up, looks around. Oh, okay. And just kind of picks up her book and walks towards the back. So, are you here to buy something?
We were here looking for a bit of... Well, there seems to be a bit of a problem in Orzwald quarters that we were hoping you might know something about.
That seems probable on all accounts.
Sorry, that seems what?
That seems probable on all accounts.
Ingrid will start
Right.
listening in, but stay over in her corner.
Faradir's probably going to be browsing the shelves, looking kind of very awkward and trying to not be a part of the conversation.
Alright, so the issue we were told, what was it, that they... was the
late alms
orders
payment.
of payments...
She blinks a few times and nods in recognition. Ah, yes, you're talking about the, What is the word I'm thinking of? This is the GM talking, trying to remember the word. Ah, you're talking about the coins of atonement. That is an internal matter for the church, I'm afraid.
Oh, come on, Sid.
Rail.
You know you can't keep a secret.
Do you have a coin on you? Come on, one coin from any of you.
I'll go over with my lucky coin in my jar.
She takes and shakes and all right. She puts it in a pocket. You have officially hired me. Therefore, I now work for you, and I can tell you anything that I may be able to tell you that would fall under private information rules.
Always nice to see you care so much about family, sis.
I care about the rules, brother.
Alright. So. What? Sorry, my computer is slightly glitchy today for some reason.
No worries. Hydration is key.
So. I should introduce you. Come on, I think we're done with the playing around and being cute. Khalifa, these are my colleagues at the Second Sight Agency. This is Faradir and this is Ingrid.
She kind
They're
of
both
inclines her head and touches her forehead to both of y'all. And so, may you find absolution.
Ingrid looks a little bit uncomfortable being around her, but just kind of, stares ahead and waits for Rail to ask her the questions, especially since she wasn't sure that she wanted to get involved with this one. This was the one she was brushing past, so she's just making eye contact with Rail, like, you do this.
Faradir is pretending like he's not in any part of this conversation and just browsing the shelves and is mentally in some other place.
So, now that you have hired me, what can I do for you?
Alright, we're trying to figure out what's going on with these late payments. That doesn't seem like something that's particularly good for the...
It is not particularly good for the appearance of the church, no. I can't give you all the details because I do not have all the details, but I can tell you that a syndic by the name of Kars in this region has been appropriating funds to finance expeditions to the Undercity.
Syndic.
He has a number of Knights of Obligation not working for him, and has many favors, and has cashed in several of those favors to gain access to the alms coin shipments that were to go out to the absolved this past month, but instead is using them to pay people to search for things for him in the Undercity.
Assuming this is not typical procedure, is it?
It's not uncommon for a syndic to acquire funds for a personal project, but generally we try not to interrupt the flow of coins to the absolved, because that is very important for the faith. The absolved must be given the alms, and then the alms are returned to the church in an act of contrition and sacrifice.
Oh yes, very.
Those things he's bringing up, are they making their way here, or other places around town, or personal collections?
I have not heard anything about him actually finding what he is searching for. I am told there's a very specific item, but not where he is looking for it.
Specific item.
Yes, he is searching for a iron coin with a book on one side and a sunburst like the Orzhov emblem. She touches like the coins around her neck, indicating like the sunburst. I do not know where he has heard of this or where he is finding the leads, but I know that he is pouring a significant amount of funds, both his and the church's, into this search.
Probably not of any, but can I do a quick history check on any significance of an iron coin such as that?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. That's gonna be...
Undercity
19?
history. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't catch that number.
Sorry, 19?
19? You do not know anything specific about an iron coin. You do know that you and your group have excavated a brass coin a few weeks ago with an eye on one side and a dagger on the inverse.
Okay.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if Orzhov normally have any, like, or maybe I don't know what an alchemical type check would be, to see if Orzhov normally have a connection to that type of metal? Like in lore, do they have any? These are iron kind of things.
Go ahead and make a history check.
This is probably a shot in the dark, but you wouldn't happen to know if the Izzet are involved in any particular way in this, would you?
18.
Oh, okay, so rolled an 18. I'll answer your question in a second, Faraday. History 18, the iron coin.
And I'm not really looking specifically for the coin. I'm looking for, like, is there like an alchemist type of metallic attachment to each guild? Like,
oh, okay. You have no history or memory of any metals associated with any of the guilds, with the exception of the Izzet League and Mizium, as discovered and created by Ms. Nevitt. What were you asking again, Faraday?
Basically, if she knew of any Izzet activity and or involvement rather in the search.
I think he may have hired a Izzet survey crew at one point, but I do not know if anything came of that. This is secondhand information that I have heard in confessional or word of mouth from my colleagues.
Of course.
Do you want to give her a business card, Rail?
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
I guess my next question would be, is there somebody that we could talk to, because we're kind of troubleshooters. We're with the whole guild pack trying to make everybody more together and whatnot, and this seems like this is certainly a issue. And if there is there anybody that we could go to offer our services to help in this matter?
If you wish for an audience with one of my higher ups, I could possibly arrange that for a donation.
Ingrid's like very subtly shaking her head in Fairdeer's direction.
Okay, I mean, this is really more to help out the guild pack than it is us, but
I am sorry, but rules are rules, and
understood.
a appointment could take months and months. However, my higher ups certainly would meet quite readily with anyone who made a significant donation to the church. Something in the neighborhood
How
of
significant?
something in the neighborhood of 4 to 500 gold would definitely warrant a near immediate meeting with the higher ups.
That's an interesting proposition. I feel that just I think that the main thing is just to let it be known that if this is an issue and they are looking for help, we are available.
I can certainly put you on their schedule if you want, and I will let you know when they would be free to see you. It would be 3 to 4 months.
I trust your judgment.
He is a smart one,
Sure, it won't
brother.
cause any issues before then.
If they do, that's on them.
If you do make this meeting in your name, Fairdeer, please make sure you note it very appropriately on your calendar when it comes up. Just a warning.
I don't know if a meeting is necessary. Unless anybody has any objections.
No objection.
I mean, if you want to speak with just someone more up in the ranks than me, a smaller donation would definitely get you speaking to them quicker. But if you donate the amount I've said, I would most definitely be able to get you in touch with the patron of both myself and Kars and any other Orzhov that function in this area.
Oh.
It is quite useful to be friends with someone of such high influence.
Certainly. It's just I think that we would rather come to such a meeting with proper preparation, not
We just have some slight
waste
issues
of time.
with
So
liquidity.
Oh, it would
Yeah.
not be an immediate thing. Even with the donation, it would take a week or two to have her ear ready for you.
certainly, and again, we just feel that we'd like to gather more information so that we could have a more profitable exchange before we try to schedule any meeting with such a person. Obviously, we don't want to waste their time.
Oh, her time is very valuable. That is a smart
Certainly.
move.
Yes, absolutely, and we respect that.
Now, were y'all looking to buy anything?
Uh, Not at the moment. I've made a sketch of an item that someone might be interested in.
Hmm.
And just gestures vaguely towards the book direction, but not really points.
She kind of arches a brow and looks over in the direction. So, well, it is a recent acquirement, so it should hopefully be here for a bit longer.
I have a strange feeling we'll be going not too far from their neighborhood soon anyway to have a talk.
Hmm. Well, if that is everything, I should see to my patient. It was nice seeing you again, brother.
Yes.
Please remember to
Of
keep
course,
the faith.
sister.
And thank you so much for
Give
your
my
time.
love to, give my love to Gregor if you see him.
Always.
And of course, I mean, if you or anyone else in the Orzo find yourselves in need of some investigation, I'm sure we'd be happy to donate some of our payment back.
Well, there is
You find
always work
yourself.
to be done. As they say, the angel's work is never finished.
Of course.
Of course. And good luck with Adriana.
Yes.
Still not sure what's going on.
A few too many years spent looking in too many places. Still, a useful eye.
Yeah, Rail's gonna get out of there.
Yes, Fair Deer is following.
She just kind of stands at the door, at the counter, and watches y'all leave.
I'll follow also, and I'll say that we may need to actually, at some point, find out if there's any rumors in the actual Undercity where this stuff is going down.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we need to make note of that arrangement because it may be possible, but I don't think that we're in a position where we really need to deal with that at this time.
I mean, I've got to go pick up my mail anyway. I can see if my old roomie's there and see if he's heard anything. Y'all are welcome to tag along, or did y'all want to follow up on something else?
I'll tag along. And just as of note, when you said my roomie, Faradir's face lit up, and then when you said his face fell back to normal. Just as a note.
Oh no, he's an alchemy aficionado, like you've been being trained on.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I guess we're going back on the tram again. Are you coming, Rail?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, Ingrid was saying she's got to go pick up her mail anyway, so she can check if her old roommate's there and he's heard anything in the Undercity about expeditions. If y'all want to go, and she asked if you want to go.
Sounds like a plan. Yes, yeah, I thought I had said that. I didn't realize my voice didn't.
Okay. So I guess back on the tram to the old pump house so I can check my mailbox and see if Maine's around.
Okay, so another quick trip through the tram takes y'all back towards the Borrowing Hill neighborhood, and Ingrid leads y'all through a maze of the streets, like not even checking the street signs, twisting, turning to this old pump house that has a very derelict look to it, like someone has smashed all the windows and then boarded them up. There's a couple stilts leaning against the outside wall, and she just kind of leads you on in. There is like several freestanding lockers that have just been kind of shoved into place is in the main entryway. And you know your old apartment is down the hall and to the right.
Also, as
Okay,
a note, when he sees like this derelict building, he kind of shudders for a second in memory of the trapped shed.
I'm going to go right in, bang a couple times on the locker seat to warn any bugs of incoming, and twist around my code lock and check for mail.
Alright, there's like a couple little flyers for Rakdos shows that have been shoved in there. Not really much in the way of communication otherwise than like the standard like, hey, this club is here, and then like Chi sending you her weekly letter to letting you know like all that she's been up to and asking how you're doing. And
Cool.
Choso's little post-it card from the guild hall, basically saying along the lines of everything is fine, don't come down here unless you need something, watch out for the surface dwellers though.
Okay, but nothing from the doctor.
Nothing from Cardot.
Okay. She'll collect her mail and just kind of like, oh, my old room's this way. These were my get my own place digs a while back. I actually helped get all the lockers set up so we could have mail. It's a fun initiative.
Cool. So, are you going to be using the new Demir post, or are you going to be keeping this set up?
Well, they don't deliver to the Undercity. I've been really disappointed by that. So I was going to go check. I mean, if they have a shiny new area, we've got a little bit of initiative starting lockers and stuff. I was going to go see how the winds were blowing, especially if they're in the middle of basically a land custody dispute with the Zorius. Maybe establishing more community services would help out and show their guild responsibilities. You never know. I figured I'd at least go by and see if I can set up a talk.
That sounds cool.
So I'm gonna go check if Main's around.
Alright, so you go back into what used to be your old apartment, bang on the door, and you hear this like, oh!
Hi, Maine! I brought friends though, don't be surprised, and you probably don't need the big club.
Okay. And the door kind of swings open, and this gray-green skinned troll is just filling the entire doorway, bare-chested, and wearing just like a scrap leather loincloth skirt kind of thing. His arms are like long and like muscular, like lift and carry kind of exercises definitely worked. And hang down past his knees, he kind of ducks his head down, and he has this long, hooked almost nose and a wide, jagged tooth grin, and just flowering around him, like at the back of his head, all the way down his neck and across his shoulders, is just this living biome of a lion's mane of mushrooms and fungus and green-gray lichen that's growing as like a mantle. He's like, sniffs at Rail and Faraday, and this makes a come-in gesture with his like hand that's literally the size of your head as he moves out of the doorway.
Don't look at me.
Oh, this one over here with the tentacles has been studying alchemy. I thought y'all might have a good chat while we're here.
He kind of leans forward and sniffs at Faraday a little. Okay.
Hey.
And he walks back into the room, and he like scratches at his neck and pulls off a mushroom, sniffs at it, and walks over to this chemistry set up sort of apparatus on one of the tables that has like boiling water and beakers and things being distilled and fermented and reduced down. He takes the mushroom and drops it in one of the large vessels, and he picks up a bit of a stir rod and he kind of sticks it in there and starts kind of smashing the mushroom into a paste. And he looks over and says, "So, what?"
I figured I'd check in a couple things. Being stuck on the surface, I'm out of the loop a bit. Hey, where's our exit near Hero Park at? In Sungrove?
He scratches for a few more seconds, thinking, looks up, and you can see that, his eyes are very, dilated and cloudy looking. He's all, Hero? Well, look.
Okay, no big rush. I found a place we could potentially put a dumpster to get a lot of Goblin Kid leftovers, and you never know what those are going to be.
Scrap. Good.
We've been hearing there's a lot of expeditions to take stuff out of the Undercity recently, especially by the Orzhov, and they don't really maintain much of a presence down here anymore. I thought that was a little odd.
Orzhov, hire, guide. Walk around, pick up and go back. Not much. Is it too? Checking on machines. Good going.
Orzhov.
Well, if you hear anything, especially related to the Orzhov about an iron coin, there seems to be a lot of hubbub about it at the moment.
Good.
If you don't get a chance to tell me, I'd say tell anyone at the guild hall if you hear it. Just I don't know. Seems awful weird that they're messing around down here for it.
Can't spend. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you would spend an iron coin.
Yeah.
I guess that was mostly it. So they've been hiring guides, but they haven't seemed to find a lot or been too excited, huh?
Nah. He kind of walks his way over to a cupboard, and it is a small apartment with him in it. He takes up a good half of the space. There's two doorways off to the backside, but you would have to edge around him. He walks over to a cupboard and opens it and pulls out 3 reddish brown vials of reddish brown liquid, closes it and carries it over, and it's tests.
So what are they for?
Not sure yet. Tests. And he hands
Ingrid
them
takes
over.
one and knocks it back.
Oh, okay. Make me a Constitution check, or a Constitution saving throw.
Can I do a medicine check on Ingrid?
Sure.
A whopping 6.
6. Okay. What was your medicine check, Fairdeer?
That would be a 23.
23. So you very obviously recognize the symptoms of total body paralysis as Ingrid just locks up and goes into a stunned state. You are stunned for the next hour. And you are seeing... Oh, your color vision has been inverted.
I was about to say, remember those gray shaded people with the blood? Now they're all in pretty wandering colors.
No, but everything looks like someone highlighted it and hit the invert color function for you.
I guess Fairdeer's going to have a lot of time to go over alchemy with me then.
So,
Maine kind of like nudges Ingrid with the back. Good. Good stuff. He holds out like the other two vials to Faraday and Rail. Test.
do you have an antidote?
Potion. Test.
Yeah, that's
Will it do that?
Nah.
We should probably do something about that.
Can I still talk to Watcher telepathically?
Everything, you're stunned, so your communication is very like halting. Like, I hurt, ow. Think talking like Shatner.
what a terrible thing.
I'm going to try to send Watcher a picture of Faraday walking out the door with the potion and then feeding it to something like the floor carpet monster. And then a picture of Watcher whispering into Faraday's ear.
Okay, so Watcher's response, because that is what you're attempting to send to Watcher. Watcher's response is confusion, and then a image of an apple coated in honey, and then a blank, and then he kind of flutters over and like chews on like the scales on the side of Faraday's head, and then looks at you and like, am I doing what you want me to do?
Ow.
I really can't look over Watcher's direction. So I'm just gonna try to send him like whispery sounds instead of munching sounds.
It's like it very in distressed confusion, and just kind of flicks its tongue in Faraday's ears a few times. Jabber kind of watches this all and like holds up. Test.
Not
And you have like a little dragon tonguing your ear right now.
right now, and I'm just very awkwardly like two fingertips like trying to kind of stroke the dragon. Like,
You feel your eardrum being licked. It's not a comfortable sensation.
The dragon's having some issues, and I think we need to go sort that out, Maine. Sorry. I guess I'm gonna try to lift Ingrid and carry her out. I'm assuming this is a strength check.
Maine kind of like takes and like hooks a finger into the back of your Faraday's shirt and like just tucks the potions into his pocket. So, test. Go ahead and make me a
Okay.
strength check to see if you can lift Ingrid. Ingrid being
that
like
would be-
a 17, 18-year-old girl, probably is not too hard of a lift for you. Go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, they've just got the extra 20-pound armor, but no extra weapon weight, really.
Okay, so that would be a 11.
Yeah, you got it, no problem. You like kind of fireman carry her.
Yep.
Watcher
Gonna
kind
be-
of crawls up and sits on the small of her back, gripping tightly and still following the last instructions he thought he got, and licking at Faraday's ear.
Oh dear.
Well, I can't really stroke him with, but okay.
Maine kind of walks to the door and holds up and says, "Go now."
Yes. We will test the potions once we get her settled.
Test.
Thank you. Yes.
Once we get her home, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Pleasure meeting you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Second question. Would any of us have any idea how to navigate out of this place?
It's literally just a straight hallway, a giant hole in the
Excellent
floor in the
question.
back, and then the front door.
Thank God. And thank God there's nothing like a floor monster or something, because that would be very inconvenient right now.
Y'all
Tra
go out the
la la.
door, and Bane, like, and closes it
Sorry.
behind you.
I guess we exit out the hallway.
Okay, so you walk out in front of the the old pump station and have no idea where you are versus where y'all live. Because this is a part of the Barrowing Hill neighborhood that y'all have never been to before. It is very far to the west, like right at the edge of Precinct 4, the 4th Precinct and the 5th Precinct.
What would it take to remember the directions?
Go ahead and make me a survival check to see if you can navigate to the nearest substation.
Okay, that would be a 18.
18? Okay, yeah, you pretty much got it. You look around, it's like, I have no idea where I am, but I'm going to head in that direction, and so you just keep on going in that direction until you see a street sign, and then use that to find your way to the nearest substation. Let's see, that takes about 30 minutes or so, so Ingrid, you're able to communicate slightly better, but your color vision is still inverted, and you're still mostly stunned.
Like, what do we do with her on the tram? Do we put her in the storage compartment? I mean,
Just
how
put,
does
put
this
her in the
work?
overhead. She technically baggage, I suppose.
I mean, I'm sure no one's ever been passed out on
you-
an Is It tram before.
That
I
is
guess-
also fair.
Following Rail's advice, I'm just gonna put her, like, very awkwardly, like, put her in the baggage compartment and just whispering, "I'm so sorry."
There's no real baggage compartment. There's like a put your stuff here and strap it down if it's too large for you to hold into your lap. So you can kind of maneuver her into a position. The Is It Ticketmaster almost got sued there. The Is It ticket issuer kind of watches y'all, but doesn't really try to stop y'all or offer you any help. Like, it takes a little bit of work, but it's not too hard to get her into, like, the position and strap her in safely.
What kind of armor are you wearing again?
Breastplate.
Okay, she's probably fine.
It's like, you basically put her in with, like, the other luggage and, like, strap her in carefully.
Yes.
Is It tram takes off for a second after with that general, like, oh my god, we're going to die, sudden kick. And about it's been maybe 50, 55 minutes since she took the potion by the time y'all arrive at the Sweet Street sub-tram that y'all have been using lately. And it's starting to get later in the day, too. It's like nearly dinner hour.
I need to do another strength check to hoist her down and carry her out.
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be a 9.
9. Like, you just can't really get a good grip on her from where you put her.
Okay.
And the Is It ticket issuer is kind of leaning in. It's like, we need to get this thing moving.
Yeah, Rail, could you get one side?
Hang on. Guidance on.
Okay.
So next ability check you make, you get to add a D4 to it.
Alright.
Okay.
You got a
Could
minute.
you seriously get one
And
side?
I'll help him out.
You got a minute. Tick tock.
Like, do we get her
Do it,
down
let's do
and,
it.
like, out of the tram by now?
You need to make another roll. You couldn't get a grip.
Oh, okay.
He gave you guidance, so you get a D4 added to it. Slightly higher
Okay.
DC for trying it 2 times in a row, though.
That's gonna be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay, you kind of like, okay, you roll her out of the thing, and then pick her up, and then like flip her over and fireman her out off of the tram as the, is it gentleman's like,
Sorry.
As a note, if we get enough requests for it, Madison's game dice that are rolling so high for Fair Deer today are an optional swap for the next sealed dice giveaway.
okay, so, you'll manage to manhandle, the stunned and color inverted, vision Ingrid out of the Is It tram and up to the street level. Y'all are about maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes to walk away from your agency when the stun starts to wear off and the colors reinvert to their normal color form for Ingrid. So your stun is over, you can see normally again.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Fair Deer.
Hi. You're probably wondering why I'm carrying you like this.
Oh, no, I could see stuff. It was all swapped and pretty, and I'm going to make some notes for Maine on his potions. It looks like he gave you the rest, so we can try them on Not Us next time. But, you know, he gets kind of grumpy if he doesn't get to try a test potion after helping people. And, you know, just a little grumpy. So, but I have excellent notes on their taste, effects, and you know what? I think they make you super hungry. Anyone want to go back to the business and get something to eat?
Sure, I am setting you down now. And very carefully, like, set her
Yeah.
on her feet.
I mean, either that or it's because it's evening. But it could be the potion. I'll leave a question mark by the notes.
Yeah, putting something in your stomach would probably be a good idea. Let's go get some food.
Are y'all going to go out to eat, or are y'all going to go see what Cathala has been cooking?
I guess we might as well go see what Cathal's been cooking.
We have unfinished business anyway about telling her which skilled worker. So I think back to the business.
Alright, so y'all head back to the agency and take the side door on up to the barracks. Cathal is in the kitchen area. She has like a stew pot going over the fire pit. Pan is in the room just kind of drinking and reading. He looks up and waves at y'all as y'all come in. It's like, I trust your trip has been fruitful today. Wait, how did I do that? Nope, that wasn't him.
Sure. Okay, so we probably need to make notes on everything that we've encountered with Cleffa.
Cathal looks up from him and says, who the hell is Cleffa?
Ask Rail.
She kind of scoops out a couple bowls worth of food.
Was it just her up there or the other employees too?
Pan is reading at the table and having like a drink because his shift is over. Cathal sets out like 3 bowls of stew and with honey, cinnamon buttered bread, and a tankard of some dark alcohol in front of each. She just points to the men's dorms. Gregum got back about maybe 2 hours ago. He's been sleeping it off.
So, she gets out her piece of paper and puts a number on it. Just to go over finances, this is our current operating budget. And just shows it her direction instead of Pan's. And wanted to let you know we've already done some of our payouts. So that's towards mostly operations right now. And over dinner, I think we're going to try to get you info on which skilled worker.
All right. Well, just make sure you have the 120 that the guild pack, that the office of the guild pack is expecting by the end of the month. You don't want them to send someone up here to make sure that we pay out.
Fairdear, are you quite all right? It seems like every time they say 120, your face does this thing, and all your fish scales stand on end.
They do? Huh. Weird. Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine. We're good here. How are you?
Much better. Very hungry. So, did y'all duke it out over which armor crafter y'all are going to hire first? Metal armor for rail or leather crafting for you, Fairdear?
Okay, out of character.
I think we're okay with the
Well, actually, I'm looking at I'm looking at chain shirt, but I thought that there was like a dex penalty, or is there? Because looking at
a cap.
You only can apply a certain amount of your dexterity with the chain shirt, but there's no disadvantage or anything like that.
Okay, where do I find that out? Because I'm looking at it on D&D Beyond, and it's not really indicating that aspect.
A chain shirt will limit you to 13 plus your dex modifier max times max 2.
Okay.
But
plus 2.
Where studded you are looking at is 12 plus any dex you have.
Okay.
Cathal kind of sits down with her own bowl and looks up at y'all. It's like, well, it ain't gonna get any hotter.
Okay, I start eating at least.
And
I'm watering down my my drink in a separate cup, so mine's like flavored but mostly water.
Okay. Well, it is been 4 hours. I think we're going to go ahead and call it at this point. I want to again congratulate XK Webster on winning the dice. We'll get those sent out for you in the morning. Tomorrow morning, sorry. It's already been the morning. Y'all know what I mean. We will do another dice giveaway next week, and if we hit 25 followers, we may do a special giveaway as well. We'll see. I had a great time. I hope everyone else did. Alright.
It's been fun.
It has. Everyone, thanks for joining us. The music in the background today has been provided by Sirenscape. I'm so glad that I finally got to get the players able to actually hear it. It took a lot more time and effort than I thought, but I am very proud of this mix. It's made using Sirenscape's Dragon Heist audio library for the Dragon Heist game. If you're watching this on Twitch, please follow us. The more followers we get, the more and better giveaways we'll be able to do. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and thumbs up this. Follow us on Twitter at BonusRoll. Share us with a friend. Share us with an enemy. I really think that, yeah, just share us with someone that you think may be interested in it, whether you like them or not. Thanks for enjoying the show. You guys have a nice one.
Bye.
Bye, thanks.
Have a good one, all.